this world, is the destiny of mankind controlled by some transcend? I have to fucking restart that.
Do it again.
Yeah.
In
take
this
it again.
world, okay. In this world, is the destiny of mankind controlled by some transcendental entity or law, or is it like the hand of God hovering above? At least it is true that man has no control, even over his own will. Hello, everyone.
Heaven or
and welcome
hell, fight.
No, oh my god. Have you never seen Berserk 97?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, hi everyone. This week I'm Griffith's intrusive thoughts about guts while he's making the most questionable decision of his life.
I mean, that's basically the same thing as like Guilty Gear pre-battle monologue. So, you know, it works.
Oh, I'm just a girl who can't say
no.
I can't seem to say it at all.
So you've seen the outtakes. You've seen the
outtakes.
outtakes.
Of course. Like it's honestly, I would imagine more people have seen the outtakes than have seen 97.
That's
like,
97's so good. 97's so good. It's so funny. I actually suggest you guys watch it.
I'm a Berserk manga boy. I read that whole thing during up to a certain point when all the hiatuses happened. No, I read all the manga and then I've seen the Golden Age movies. I haven't actually watched the show, but like again, those damn outtakes are so iconic.
Mm-hmm. My love for you is like a truck.
Berserker. Would you like to making fuck Berserker? Berserk. God, like we're old and we're gonna die.
Who's gonna jack me off?
Let's just get into it then. So, guys, I rewatched Berserk 97 and the Golden Age.
Sick.
For some work on a video game that I talked to you guys about off stream. Off the podcast. It's basically what we talked about before that. Yeah. If you guys missed the stream, whatever, fuck you guys.
Fuck y'all.
But yeah. And you know what? Still really holds up. I actually want to say that now that I've watched 97 and the Golden Age films back to back, and I'm not going to watch Memorial Edition because I don't fucking care about the additional scenes or whatever. The anime, the 97 anime, is way better. It doesn't have like Skull Knight and stuff in it, which some people are like, I can't believe there's no Skull Knight or whatever. But like, 97 is so good. I forgot how good the animation quality of it was, how good the English voice cast is. I always suggest people watch them in English over Japanese because I think the English voice acting is better in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no, those like voices, like it made so much sense that like the Golden Age arc, like they knew it was like we got to get those actors back because if we try to replace them, it's just not going to work. Which, hey, 2016 tried to do that, and even though I like some of those actors, it just don't hit.
Well, this is the thing with Berserk, and like because my media diet's been really weird, guys. For the audience, I went to Gamescom. I watched a lot of movies on the plane again. I think I watched Troy like 4 times this month because of it. And I've like rewatched a lot of TV shows. While I was watching Berserk, I was also like watching SpongeBob with a friend that had never seen SpongeBob. So I'm all over the place right now. But when it comes to what else we watched? We also watched some other episodes of like another anime or something. But when it comes to English voice casting, what I really appreciate about the original Berserk, like dub, is that it's really naturalistic in the way that it's delivered, if that makes sense. It's not like anime voice acting derogatory. It's pretty average, minus the Korpowitz family guy who's insane, but I feel like that's kind of the point,
Yeah. No, there's like some really special 90s dubs out there that do kind of get that like whole like just conversational vibe with the line delivery. It's why like
it's 90s anime.
Yeah, well, there's some bad 90s dubs.
There is.
Like, but like now, like I think it's more rare to get a very natural sounding dub because again, like a lot of the kids who grew up on dubs started dubbing anime, and I no shade towards them, but like dubbing has taken on a very different style than some of the real like peak 90s dubs like fucking
Yes.
Cowboy Bebop and Berserk.
G Gundam.
And
Oh, G
Tenchi.
Gundam's so good too. And Tenchi. I like Tenchi's dub as well.
I love Kermit Tenchi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Baby boy.
jeez.
Ryoko.
What are you doing?
Well, the thing with G Gundam is that it felt really appropriate for what it was, right? Like a lot of the like overacted dialogue and stuff felt at home because of the setting of G Gundam. Whereas I feel like, oh god, sorry, the sub versus dub crowd is in my house killing me.
They're giving you COVID in real time.
Yeah. Whereas with modern anime, it's always just like super overacted. And I just can't do it, you know? I can't do it because you guys know that the voice actor for Guts for Berserk 97 was also the voice director for the Golden Age films, right?
Oh,
that makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really common, actually.
Yes.
That was a trend back
because
in
I know
the day.
Patrick Seitz, like a lot of stuff he's in, he's also the voice director for.
Oh yeah. And like I will say, usually a Patrick Seitz dub is a good dub.
Oh
like,
yes.
Patrick Seitz is, you know, withstanding any possible information we might learn in the near future. Don't fucking come at me if something happens with baby boy Patrick Seitz. Patrick Seitz is a wonderful man. That his acting, everything he's in is amazing.
That's
one of my faves.
That's a big reason Yu-Gi-Oh was such a hit over here. Is
Patrick Seitz?
No, same situation though, where the guy who voiced Seto Kaiba, whose name escapes me right now, the voice actor for Seto Kaiba was the one who did the direction for the voice acting. I don't know if it was the first season. I think it was the first season, and then they eventually got an actual director to do the other seasons, or if it was the other way around, where the first season he didn't do it. They didn't have like a guy, and then he took it upon himself to like be the director. And then that's like part of the reason why the Yu-Gi-Oh anime was so like effective in with Western audiences. This is like the performances are really good in that show, and it's because they had like a voice actor actually like do things with the other actors and direct them and stuff.
Also, that makes sense. Seto Kaiba has like the best voice in that entire show.
Yeah.
Also, his lines. I know some of them like they're like, well, those lines aren't accurate to the actual, Japanese version. I'm like, I don't care, man. He's good.
Yeah, sometimes I'm really just funny. Like, I don't care. Like it, if like it's like a really like serious story trying to take, like really do something, and you start making up some bullshit, then yeah, maybe I'll be like, that's not good. But like for something like Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm just like, damn, but those actors were killing it.
You know what that tells? What happens if the dub is like way different but still good? I have 2 cakes now. I can rewatch the show in Japanese, and now I have 2 really cool shows.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like I started like ages ago. I kind of dropped that, so I need to get back to it. But like I was watching like the Digimon sub, and I do think the Digimon sub is just better overall, and they were cooking with a lot of stuff that they just cut in the dub. But that dub is iconic.
Yeah,
it sure is. It sure is.
So like GC said, 2 shows.
Gabumon sounding like a geriatric old man who's asthmatic is like iconic to me.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's I don't know. We got to go back in some ways. We got to go back to Berserk 97. We got to go back so bad. The dubbing for that was so fucking good. And Cullen, I really think you should watch 97. It's really good. It deviates a little bit from the manga in terms of like specific things. But I think it's better than the Golden Age movies, actually. Having
like the Golden Age movies are a bit of a mixed bag in general. Like I'm not a ride or die Golden Age like stan. I think there are parts of it does very well, then other things that are just kind of like At the very least,
some of the
animation's
animation's amazing.
Well, yeah, that's the big thing. It's like the 2D animation. That is the 2D animation is fucking gorgeous in the Golden Age arc. And I really like how it looks, but like, I'm hit or miss on like, I'm a manga fucking Berserk purist, but like, I don't mind them changing some things.
I've never read
in that first arc for the 97 anime. That there's it's a bit much sometimes.
Yeah. Well, 97 is just Golden Age.
Yeah.
Or like one thing, but yeah. But but yeah, other than that, for those of you that don't know, I think I've already said it, I went to Gamescom. That's why our recording got pushed back so much, because I was in Germany doing work and playing video games and watching Troy on the airplane twice.
Yeah.
Oh, I also watched Back to the Future for the first time.
Oh wow, you got there before I did.
Wait,
Really?
Y'all haven't? What?
I've never seen Back to the Future.
How?
It's, you know what? There's a lot of unexpected Islamophobia
Yeah.
in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a fucking movie from the 80s, so it's not surprising.
I was just surprised. I was just like, so this is the fucking crux. This is the fucking event that starts it.
This is a pillar of science fiction.
Yeah. But no, it was fun. I can't believe dude had to basically make his mom stop wanting to fuck him to fuck his dad.
Yeah.
To
It's really funny.
Save his future. It's very funny.
It is Islamophobia aside, it is a very tight blockbuster kind of movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is a very efficient, like just entertaining flick. In my opinion, I think 2 is the best one. But I it's Back to the Future. You got to watch it at least once.
Best part of Back to the Future is that the guys that made it, they keep trying to get them to reboot it and do like new releases, and they have literally said, over our dead bodies, for as long as we live, this will not happen. Yeah, it's like, this will not happen while we are alive.
I'm hoping that they live so long that like there's no reason to reboot it, like when they do pass away, because no one will know what Back to the Future is. And I think that's the best case scenario.
I really want to look into how that Back to the Future Telltale game happened in the first place, because they are like really tightly hold on to the license for Back to the Future, and like they've put out nothing. Like if you look into like Back to the Future multimedia stuff, there's like bupkis.
Yeah, I mean, we got Rick and Morty as a result, which is like a weird take on Doc and what's Marty.
Maybe they should have let people make stuff so it didn't lead to fucking Rick and Morty.
Morty, you gotta change your name. We gotta avoid copyright infringement, Morty.
But yeah, I also watched Troy with Jess. Shout out to Jess,
our friend Jess.
Yeah, for participating in the not just sword and sandal slop, but also watching Kingdom of Heaven with us, because Jess hasn't seen a lot of these like 2000 era like. Oh, Cullen, we think you should watch Kingdom of Heaven. We think you would love it.
I think I would. I've heard a bit about
God
it.
God wills it.
I wanna. It's like I'm in my movie era right now.
Yeah.
I bought a Criterion subscription for a little bit.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to like watch it. Like I while we have been on break, I guess, for the month of August, it was my birthday and I took a vacation, and my dad hooked me up with some like speakers for my TV setup. So when I got them, I was like, well, I got to do something with a 5.1 system, and I was like, well, you know what? Let me just start watching movies. And I've just been watching a fuck ton of movies.
Yeah, you should add Kingdom of Heaven to that list, because don't you want to watch Osama bin Laden's version of history?
Is this a trick question? Am I in trouble if I answer?
So basically, Kingdom of Heaven was criticized by the Republican Party and Fox News and stuff for painting a less than favorable. Yeah, for telling the truth. Yeah, for saying the Crusades were dog shit, basically. And they were like, "Oh, this is it," because it's a fucking it's just like Christianity sucks, right? Like it was fucking stupid. Like the reason the Crusades happened was dumb as shit. Christianity was basically just being used as a means to fucking kill people and take land. You know,
it was manifest destiny via Christianity, which happens a lot in history.
Exactly, but because the Christians were not portrayed as being favorable, Fox News and the Republican Party said that it was they were telling the version of Osama bin Laden's history.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's really good though. You got to watch the director's cut though. It's like the 3 hour version of the movie.
Okay. Yeah, I can cue that up. But like I so I watched
Shrek?
the second last 2 John Wick movies. Those movies are cool as fuck. I watched a bunch of like comedies. I watched some Mission Impossible movies. I watched
I saw you live posting about them.
I watched 3 and 4, and I think those movies go from like kind of just bad to mid. I'm really waiting for Mission Impossible to get like as good as it should be, considering they made like 10 of them.
It is
Like,
it is very weird spy fiction. It is spy fiction that isn't very like espionage heavy. I almost feel like Ocean's 11, which is not a spy movie, but like a thief movie, is a better spy fiction movie than Mission Impossible.
Even here for like a spy. Okay, I will say a Mission Impossible. Wait, GC, you said you haven't seen these movies.
I mean, I've absorbed them through osmosis my entire life. Like my parents used to watch them in the living room all the time.
Okay.
You've
I'd say one is still the best one, and it like you can see like watching one why it was such a big deal. Because like yeah, you look at like the stuff that was around it, and yeah, the 90s were big like in a spy action, but Mission Impossible was a just completely unique flavor of that, and it was very fun. And then 2 is like peak 2000s excess, like it's so early 2000s that even though it sucks, it's kind of good. Just because you're seeing like it shot like, oh my god, just the shit they do in that movie is just so like extravagant. No, in 2.
Oh, in 2, okay.
Yeah, it's like where like even though 2's not a good movie, it's just the like
spectacle.
The spectacle of what it is compared to everything else. Like the movie literally starts where like Tom Cruise climbs up a mountain and starts doing like handstands and oiling up his like pecs and just like doing flips on like at the Grand Canyon, and you're just like, oh, I'm in for this kind of movie. All right. And then like 3 and 4 are just like they are emblematic of the era of action movie that in the like late 2000s that just became samey and bland. 4 is only really good when like you're seeing Tom Cruise do like stunts, like climbing up a building and like that kind of crazy shit. But it's like whatever. But also let's see what other movies I've been watching. I started watching some Coen movies.
Like the Coen brothers?
Yeah.
Okay. How's No Country for Old Men? How do you like that?
I haven't watched that one yet. I actually really want to.
Okay.
I'm just like watching shit. Like I don't like. I'm just trying to catch up on some movies. I watched Burn After Reading, Blood Simple, and Miller's Crossing. GC actually watched Miller's Crossing with us, like me and a friend. They're good. I liked Blood Simple the most so far. But yeah, movies are pretty cool.
And I think honestly, like watching movies, reading books, all of that, you know, like it's something that should just be encouraged in general. Like I know everyone's here for shit burger talk, but also please go watch movies, go read books,
expand your palette.
Yeah, go
watch a rom-com.
We are not necessarily a gaming podcast strictly.
You know,
another movie
because stuff that's not games influences games. So I feel like it's very important that you experience other kinds of media, because that's the shit the people that make games are doing.
Not necessarily anymore.
Not necessarily anymore, no. But you know, the historically, traditionally,
the desire is there again. Like I've been making myself like clinically depressed times 10, like more than I already am, by looking up like, you know, development, you know, like processes and notes and inspirations and stuff. Yeah, for people that, you know, made video games in the early 2000s, 2010s, and they were still citing things like, you know, like philosophy and
the
literature.
Count of Monte Cristo.
Exactly, but now you get like, I really liked this video game, so I wanted to make a video game inspired by that video game, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Now I personally don't mind it, but I do think it's like
it's too insular now.
I would hope
someone's got to give.
I would hope that despite those being the major influences, that those people still obviously have influences from other things. They're just not thinking about it when asked, "What are your gaming inspirations?" Because, you know, they're in the video game headspace.
Innocent person.
I just think, it's all connected, man. Like, we're all just like specks of dust from the stars.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
I just think we're all
Okay.
connected, man. I just think we're all just specks of dust from the stars.
Tell me about it.
I just think we're all connected.
Yeah, oh my God.
Man.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, no, yeah. If you're like listening to this podcast, obviously like listening to us, yeah, maybe you'll pick up something that we've talked about or whatever. Please don't watch Troy 4 times a month like I did.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so basically, really, it's okay. Like you've seen Troy, right?
No,
you can say that again.
I've never seen Troy. Cullen's doing a bit.
Cullen's never seen Troy. Okay, Cullen's never seen Troy either?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I did see the one scene from Troy.
Which one scene? Is it the fight with Hector and Achilles?
He's really fucked off about something, and he's got to do a fight, and he's really pissed off about it, and he kills the guy in one motion and just keeps walking and just goes to do whatever the fuck he's pissed off about it that he has to do.
It's so good, right? Oh my God. So that scene, I think, is... Troy was written by one of the guys that would go on to adapt Game of Thrones.
Yes.
So don't watch the uncut version, the director's cut version of Troy, because obviously that just throws in loads of like extra violence and like machismo that doesn't need to be there and sexual violence, right? Because it's Game
director's
of Thrones
cut through self-indulgence.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But that one scene is so well thought out and considered, because I was looking at like director's commentary for that, and the reason he fights like that is because during that era, like weapons were still made of bronze, right?
Yes.
So like, how are you going to kill someone effectively without your weapon potentially like bending or whatever? So he just goes right for the fucking shoulder.
Yep.
Like to
he
sever
goes for the
artery
softest
and, like,
tissue. Yep.
Exactly. Which is like so fucking sick. It's really cool. Like, after watching Kingdom of Heaven and then going into Troy, which is what Jess, Jake, and Co and I did, and George and Matthew as well, other friends of the podcast, it's definitely just like pure historical fiction slop, but it looks really nice. Eric Bana's acting his ass off. Rose Byrne is in it. Orlando Bloom is in it. Diane Kruger. You have like a lot of Sean Bean is Odysseus, which is really good. A very, very good cast.
Yes.
But Brad Pitt weighs the whole fucking thing down, man. Like there are some fucking bangers in that movie, but it's just Brad Pitt is there, and you're like, can you go? Can you go? Like
fit.
you're. Yeah.
It's
I mean, he
fit.
looks the part. The thing is, he looks the part. Like he makes a great looking Achilles.
But he talks
just
like he's
can't
from
act.
2009.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
2002.
Whatever. He talks from
yeah.
like the 21st century, which is like,
Yeah.
like I think of, Brad Pitt's got to do like a period accurate like way of speaking. I'm like, no way in hell. It's
No,
like if you
absolutely
cast
not.
Matthew McConaughey that way, it's like it's not happening. It's not fucking
That would have
happening.
been so. Matthew McConaughey as Hector would have been. Achilles would have been so fucking funny.
All right.
But no, But I mean, like, if you want something that's like kind of spectacle, then like definitely watch it, because I think that movie had like a huge budget, and if you like, and like the amount of money it made, if you converted it to inflation now, it would have made over $1 billion when it released. It's insane. It's insane how much money that movie made, how much money was put into that movie, all of the sets they built, the amount of extras. Like it's crazy. Someone said it was like the best adaptation of the phalanx or whatever. Is that what it is?
The phalanx.
The phalanx.
Oh,
in any
the
piece of media
wartime position.
Yes. In any historical fiction or whatever they've ever seen in their life.
Yeah.
Like that is the most realistic portrayal of that. And I'm just like, in Troy?
Can I be
In
totally
Troy?
honest? Can I be totally real with you? I'm not making this
Yeah.
up. I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
I have thought about the phalanx position every day for the last month, and I shit you not. I think about how good of a fucking like strategy it is to the point where I was like, but how do you beat it? And I've been thinking about it in the shower while I'm eating. Like,
bro, we gotta watch Troy. We have to watch Troy. It will fix you.
oh fuck.
So yeah, when are we gonna sit down and watch like a fucking popcorn blockbuster sword and sandals movie so GC can get over the phalanx?
God, I love that shit. I saw them try it in 300, and I was like, that's not it.
No.
Liars.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's kind of sort of it, but it's not really it. Like, it's not the fucking like impenetrable like thing that it should have been. God, I love ancient wartime strategy.
Then you'll love some of this.
Good.
Big horse, Sean Bean, two men fighting, and a beautiful woman. Also, the guy that played Dr. Stryker or whatever in X2 is
Riker?
Agamemnon. Yeah, Riker is Agamemnon. I don't know why, but he is. He's
Agamemnon.
just there. Yeah. But yeah, that was what I did. And I also played a bunch of games at Gamescom, which, hang on, let me see my list and see what games I can and cannot talk about.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I'll go over them really briefly because I want Cullen to talk about his video games. I just want to get this out of the way for me immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, I played Cronos, the new Dawn, the Bloober Team game.
Okay. All right. I'm actually
It's really
about
good.
this one.
No, it's actually good. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. So I have an interview coming out on MMORPG, but this will be a little preview for people that want to check out that interview. So I actually spoke to the lead narrative director of that game, I believe. He's like a lead, he's like a narrative guy.
Mm.
But he was talking about how it's like really inspired by cassette futurism and 80s science fiction.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and that this is a very personal thing for them because, again, it takes place in Poland, but it's literally set in the district that he grew up in. So it's like coming home
local
for a lot of these developers. Yes, it's very local.
I'm
The game opens up with you doing the Voight Conf test. Yeah.
You are making me grin so much because it's awesome to hear
and it
that.
Feels
like,
good, Cullen. It feels good. It feels good.
That's like I'm as the guy, the hoper who wanted to give them a like another shot after like Silent Hill 2. I was like hesitantly like excited for this game, and you're just
I'm so excited.
I would like to remind our listeners.
Yeah.
I would like to remind our listeners that both Cosma and I were heavily skeptical of this game when it got announced on the podcast.
That was great.
Your endorsement right now, Cosma, is basically locked in Cullen's purchase. I want you to know that. Like, like you're like, oh no, yeah, it was like super good. Like that sends like signal flares into the sky of like, no, you should probably play this one.
I was like super excited for this. And then I also got super excited because they're putting it on Switch 2 day one.
Oh god, I gotta play it on Switch 2.
Of course,
I'll probably
play it on Switch 2.
I'll probably get the PC version then, so all of us can play it. Because what also really interested me was that, they were inspired by John Carpenter's The Thing, but not in the way you expect. This game, the future therein, or rather the past, explores Soviet-occupied Poland. So themes of unity and togetherness that existed through communism being explored in that game and how that went wrong.
We're going to talk about some instrumentality shit. I know it.
I'm so excited. He also said that people should play the game like 2 to 3 times.
Ooh, I'm going to be so scared. I'm going to try, but like I'm a fraidy cat, so we'll see.
Oh, I'm so fucking excited, man. Like it feels good to play. It has like that right level of clunkiness, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah, which is like I was seeing like previews for it, and they were like, "Oh, it's a bit clunky though," and I was like, "Yeah, it is. Yeah. What do you mean? Keep going. What do you?"
But that's how it's supposed to feel. You're supposed to feel like you're in a big clunky thing, like it's the feeling of the game is also unsettling. That's the point.
Yes.
Damn it.
And it has weight to it. It has weight, and that's what matters. Like each melee attack has weight to it. Your stomps, your punches, all of it weight. The puzzle solutions are not super obvious either, which is what I like. Like I have to use my eyes to look around and find stuff.
And my brain.
Yes, so it's cool. I'm really excited for Cronos. I think all 3 of us should play it and then talk about it on the next episode.
I'll have to stream it because I'm scared.
Oh, that's fine.
So I'll stream it, I guess.
I also played Warhammer Dawn of War 4.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like StarCraft. It's like a StarCraft. It's more real time strategy as opposed to like turn based tile or whatever.
So quick question about
yeah.
that actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can say this, but
Yeah.
do you think it feels like they're still trying to cater to like the StarCraft 2 esports crowd, or is it sort of like tweaked more to just like general player stuff? Because I remember I had a lot of friends tell me that like a lot of people dropped Dawn of War after the third game because it was trying to like be StarCraft 2. So is it very similar to StarCraft 2, or does it feel like a departure from that sort of like approach?
It's still StarCraft. Like it's still straight up just like StarCraft.
Okay.
But it's really frenetic.
Okay.
So like I was only able to play like one mission, so I can't really say. But if you didn't like the previous Dawn of War game, you might not like this one. But I was told that they were going back and more or less taking heavier inspiration from Dawn of War 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And next on my docket is I tried housing in World of Warcraft.
Oh
Yay! It's like Polya and Wildstar. Yay!
Oh, good.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yay! Those are my thoughts. I'll have to actually get my hands on it more because I only have like 20 minutes to test it out.
Sure.
But you can actually change the verticality of rooms, so you can make like a fucking skyscraper in your house if you want. Yeah. Now let's get on to the slop of it all.
Okay, sloppy.
I played Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Uh-oh, sloppy.
I've heard some
No,
things.
Yeah, if you like immersive sims from the year 2013 to 2016, you'll like Bloodlines 2. That's all I can say about that.
Okay.
I'm hearing some stuff about them like locking whole classes behind like special editions and stuff, which is a bit but like I don't really like I wasn't going to play this on launch anyway.
So yes, and some people have been defending that decision. I do not believe in defending those kinds of decisions.
No.
That never has to
Obviously
happen.
not.
Yeah, it's really where people are like, well, the developers have to make paid DLC, or that's just the way the game economy is now. I'm like, well, why do you think it is that way it is now? Like
It's like that
doesn't have
because
to
we
be this
started
way.
doing it that way, and now we're stuck doing it that way, and we should stop doing it
Horse
so we
armor.
can stop doing it. Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like when it comes to clans like that, because it basically fundamentally changes the way you play the game.
Yes.
Right? The clan you pick changes the entire way you play the game.
That's how it was in Bloodlines
you're-
1.
Exactly. And if you're locking that behind money, that's actually pretty dog shit. I don't think that was the developer's choice. I think that has to do with the
Publisher.
publisher wanting to make more money off of it.
Mhm.
It really sucks because one of the clans that I played is locked behind paid DLC, and it's my favorite one.
This is the Malkovians?
No, it's not the Malkovians. It's the I actually talked to somebody who represented White Wolf, and he said that I looked like I belonged in part of this clan. It was the Torador, I think.
I would consider that offensive. If somebody told me you look like you belong in the Malkovian clan, I'd look at them and I'd be like, what the fuck is your problem?
Why? They look like gothic vampires, right?
Don't assign me vampire kin.
Okay.
How dare you?
But their whole thing is, basically manipulating enemies on the field through like seduction and navigating. Yeah,
that one.
Right? Yeah. But you have to pay for that, and that's the kind of gameplay I like, where I can control my minions.
Somewhat
if
of
I'm
like
in
a
spot.
diplomacy character, but like manipulation.
Yeah, or I can like kiss the enemy to make them fight for me. Like that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like, mwah, okay, fight for me. thank
Love
you.
wins because I have the
Yeah.
bigger army.
Okay, Napoleon Bonaparte. But or I guess Alexander the Great in some cases. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's really scummy to do that, honestly. Like, because the game itself, it's like I've been playing a lot of Deus Ex: Human Revolution, Mankind Divided, and I really like the way those games feel, and it's very
Oh, they're
similar to
so
that.
good. I gotta go back and replay them.
Yes, and it's very similar to that in terms of you're not being given a lot of guidance, and you could just kind of go and do whatever the fuck you want, right?
Mhm.
But having your options limited as opposed to like in concern how you navigate the world really sucks. I cannot say that enough as to how bad that is, and I don't think it should be paid DLC.
Yeah.
So would I suggest buying Bloodlines 2? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't until you can get everything, like the whole bundle on sale, because you're literally going to be missing out on like 2 ways to explore and like navigate the game.
Yeah.
If you don't have those two,
just like
those 2 options.
Honestly, like if you're itching for an ImSim, you can just go back to Human Revolution and Mankind Divided.
Oh, Human Revolution's so good. Oh,
you can listen to Adam Jensen complain. God damn it,
He's-
Seraph.
He's so good. Like, I really missed that character specifically because he is the fucking meanest asshole I think I've ever played as in a video game.
Even if you're nice, even if you're a nice Adam Jensen, he's like super mean to people.
Yeah.
He's
and
like,
I love
hey,
it.
You don't look as bad as you looked last week. You doing all right?
You still look like dog shit.
Can't help but notice that you're sober today. Good job, man.
He's such a fun protagonist. I do suggest people play those games because if you for an immersive sim, he is a character. Like that is a character you are playing, and it's really fun. Have you played Human Revolution, Cullen?
Oh yeah, that was the that was the Deus Ex I played first.
Yay! Okay, that's great.
It's good. I want to go back to it at some time, but you know, I like it.
Yeah. I'm really mad that Mankind Divided is also really good because I was like not about supporting that game when it was like the talk of the town for various reasons. But
actually the one I'm more interested in going because I never played that when it came out.
It's unfortunately really good.
Thankfully it's like 1 billion years old now, and like I think I bought a copy on GOG a couple years ago for like dirt cheap. So
yeah,
it's on the library.
And the last thing that I saw that I can two things I can talk about, and then I'm done with Gamescom. NCSoft showed me their entire game catalog they had there. That was Blade and Soul Heroes, which is just a mobile game. Band of Crusaders. It's an interesting turn-based action strategy game where you have to manage the corruption of the world. Because if you don't, the map will change and encounters will change and minions of hell will slowly invade cities in 14th century Central Europe.
Huh.
It's interesting. I suggest keeping an eye out for that one. I also played Cinder City.
Cinder City.
It was like announced at opening night live and
wait a minute.
It's like
what is this again?
It's like Korean Vanquish.
Was this the thing? Was this the thing that was announced? No. The thing I'm thinking of wasn't an MMO.
Time Takers, I think, is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, I'm scrutinizing one of those Korea-based things, but I don't know. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, so Cinder City's like it's fine. It plays a lot better than I thought it would. The lag you saw on stream from the gameplay or like the game or whatever doesn't actually exist in the game. It's really weird. I feel like they put together a really bad trailer to showcase what that game is. Localization's not good as per most Korean games.
A bad trailer at opening night live? Say it ain't so.
Yeah. Time Takers, I got to interview the CEO of the studio for that. It's alternate future like battle royale extraction shooter type game where the monkey that went to space got sent to the Time Takers world to get more time to change his fate. That's kind of the that's kind of the gist of it. Asked if they would put some sexy guys in it. They said, well, if enough people want sexy guys in it, then we'll put sexy guys in it. So if you want sexy guys and Time Takers, go tell them that you want sexy guys and Time Takers.
Tell them you will pay money to buy this
Yes.
game if there
If
are
they're
sexy
hot
men.
men.
I mean,
Exactly. Well, dude,
I
the Love and Deep Space booth, that was the fucking you saw that the Love and Deep Space booth was the most populated booth at Gamescom, right?
no,
Okay, so you know what Love
I
and Deep
didn't see
Space
any
is?
photos from it.
no, I don't.
Love and Deep Space is an app game where you are in like a sort of semi sci-fi scenario where you meet a bunch of guys and you can sort of pursue relationships with them. The underlying story was actually pretty interesting because I did play.
Or are all the guys cosmic horrors?
No, they're not. I wish.
Damn it.
So, all the different guys represent different archetypes that women want to fuck.
I don't see
So
myself here. I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're so fucking funny, but yeah, like you're basically like trying to figure out like what's going on, like there's some greater threat impacting the world or whatever, but it's interspersed with things like being able to text the guy you like, getting voice messages from him,
Oh,
doing
okay.
co-working sessions with him, spending time with him during the day, talking to him, saying you feel bad to get canned therapy advice from your digital boyfriend,
All right.
telling him when your period is so he can remind you later that your period is coming, rolling for 5-star versions of a guy you like so you can get erotic scenes with him.
Oh wait, I have seen this thing.
Yes.
It's you sync up your period with him, but then you also do erotic stuff. So like, I hate the idea of like a fucking made up fictional character going, "Is today a safe day, Queen?" Question mark.
Not today, Queen. I've tracked the cycle.
Yeah, well, it's so fascinating because this game is wildly predatory, right? Like,
Oh, for sure.
GC, I really suggest you download this and see how bad it is.
I
Like,
don't
no, I'm not
wanna-
kidding. I'm not kidding because I played the first week it came out and I was already like, oh my God, this is going to be really bad, right? I re-downloaded it like 6 months later and I was like, oh my God, it got phenomenally worse. Like, your dailies are like, go do photo booth stuff with your little boyfriend. The guy I picked is like one of the tamest ones. And he is your childhood friend who became a doctor that is dying of a terminal illness. The other one is mysterious colleague. Another one is a sensitive painter. The other one is a mob boss, dark romance fantasy archetype who put you in his trunk, kidnapped you, and does weird knife play and shower scenes with you. And the most recent one is your step brother who is obsessed with you and will lock you in his attic.
Man, that's so unoriginal. If I'd want that, I'd just go play Dramatical Murder.
Well, yeah, like it is that, right? Like these are different archetypes that people seek out in media. And this is a Asian developer, so it'll be things you find on like Webtoon and shit, you know, like the most popular shit on Webtoon. But like, and I'm not saying this shit's like taboo, don't put it in your game. I'm just like, God damn, like they know their audience and they are going for it, you know? I don't know. I got the guy, the mob boss guy. I like rolled for him and I got like one of his 5-star
Wait, you got
things.
a roll for the traumatic experience?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. And
I don't
I
just
got
get
like
to
some
pick
weird...
my flavor.
I mean, I guess
well,
that's life. You
Yeah,
never
so-
know when you're gonna get traumatic experience.
You have to unlock the lower star version of them too, so then you can talk to them normally or whatever, like going through story. But like, I think because I was like, I'm just gonna fucking roll, and I got the 5-star version of the mob boss guy where you have the shower sex scene with him. The other one is
Cool.
that there's an AU where he's like a dragon and he's chained up, and if you release him, you get very suggestive animations between the two of you.
Look, folks, I just want to put this out there. You know, I'm not king shaming.
Yeah.
What you're into is what you're into. I'm not going to judge you, bar like maybe 1 or 2 things out there. But like, I'm so sorry. Sometimes it's very funny to be like, I just imagine like it's an AU, but in my head they're role playing. So he's like, ooh, I'm a big, strong dragon, and I'm chained up, and you gotta get me out of here. Oh no,
Ooh.
I'm not wearing pants.
But okay, but this was the most populated booth at Gamescom. I'm not kidding.
I'm not surprised.
Like,
I believe it.
And you couldn't even play the game. And to actually go through for photo ops, you had to have your account be level 30.
What the hell?
Line, yes, it was just so they had two different types of stations. One, it's like called like a heat touch or something, where if your hand is hot enough, if you touch the screen with the boy on it, his shirt will disappear.
Oh.
And the other one is just like LED displays you can take pictures with, like little LED cutouts or whatever. The line stretched out of Hall 6 to the area with the food at Gamescom, like out of the hall itself into a common area. It was the most...
people got to eat.
Yeah, and they're going to eat, But
I always want to like my brain defaults to like good for them. I was like, wait, no, bad for them. But I mean, junk food is popular for a reason.
No, the thing is, I agree, bad for them because of the way this game is like diabolically manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's diabolical. Like, I can't stress how bad this system is when it comes to preying on lonely people, right? Because that's what I think about.
Yeah,
someone's gonna listen to this and be, someone's gonna listen and be like, nah, that's an invalid concern. But it's like, brother, if I'm depressed, I am the target audience for this. This is the same $300. Yeah.
So this is the thing that I always find funny is that people will like talk about like you see a lot of like the AI girlfriend thing, right? And like people are like, oh, this is bad. This is so like gross and predatory and like this and that. But they're saying it from the angle of, oh, it's AI. But even if it wasn't AI, part of me still agrees with you, and like I still agree with you on the in the sense of like, you're a gotcha game that's already predatory, and now you're preying on like the emotional like connection that people lack to like get them to spend money.
Is there a way you think to make like a game like where you get manipulated ethically, like not in like a predatory way, but what if you're just like a guy who's like, I just like getting like manipulated by hot women?
No, not in game. The manipulation that happens in game.
Something else. I'm saying I'm going off of that, and I'm just like, well, like I feel like there's a market for that where you're just like, you're not trying to trick people, but like people look at the box and they're like, oh, I want to get manipulated, and then they like buy
visual novels.
No, but I'm saying like one of those,
and it's like for one flat price, and it's like done up really well, and like I wish there was a genre for that. I wish there was like some kind of.
Well, it's like we make it a subgenre of like dating sims, but you're just getting like, a little manipulated.
If Jess hasn't noticed the bit we're doing right now while listening to this, I bet they're losing their fucking mind, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
What? There's not a bit. I'm being genuine. There's money to be made.
It exists.
Like a manipulation simulator.
Yeah.
And it's like it doesn't get like gross or anything. It's just like, you just keep it's like, oh yeah, I like it when my girl like I don't know,
take out the trash worm.
Yeah, tricks me to take out the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just, but yeah, no, I actually, GC or Cullen, if either of you want to download this game to see what I mean, to see how bad it's actually gotten in terms of like some of the most predatory gotcha out there, please give it a look, because Cullen, I think you'll think Zane is dreamy. That's the guy I went for, the guy dying of terminal illness or whatever.
Oh, that is my type. When I play Atome games, I do like
the guy dying
when they have like tuberculosis.
I have commitment issues, so that's probably the person I'll pick too.
No, I think you're gonna pick Silas. I'm not kidding. I think you're gonna pick the mob boss guy, GC.
Let me look
I do love people with power. I do respect power.
But he's like, damn girl, let's do some knife play. Also, actually, I'm a sweetie patootie woody. Ooh, I love you. You're my wifey for lifey.
Explain Caleb. I kind of like that.
Caleb is the guy that's like, We were meant to be together forever. I love you so much. Let me take you to my attic and break your legs.
Oh, the Stephen King character. I forget her name.
Yeah, but he's like it doesn't matter that we're step siblings, right?
Oh,
it's okay.
Like I love you so much. I've always thought of you as more than just my sister.
Can I see your bones?
Yeah. Yeah, he's weird. They started adding like weirder like the boys, the first two boys, the fucking sensitive artist guy or whatever, and the other dude. I was kind of like, okay, like these are boring. I guess Zane's fine. And now they're just like cranked it up to 200, and I'm like, bro, we got to step back. We got to step back. This is a bit much. But the girls like what they like, and
everybody's got their little interests that they keep in their minds and their fantasies.
Exactly. Exactly. And this game makes more money than Genshin Impact. So,
I guess good question mark.
But yeah, like that was the biggest booth at Gamescom. That was literally the most populated booth at Gamescom. I don't know why we started talking about Love in Deep Space, but
Gamescom.
Oh, Gamescom. Okay,
you were talking about all the booths, and you were like, dude, the booth was like huge.
You were talking about Slop.
It was very popular.
Oh, Slop. Yeah. Okay. Slop. Okay.
NCSoft
So,
showing you all of their stuff.
But no hot guys. NCSoft, you're missing out. If you have hot guys in your video game that will emotionally manipulate you and say that they love you when you're at your lowest, you know what? You have money. You guys got to play this fucking game. It's fucking insane.
I'm a pig-headed man, so
back.
if you have good like character designs of like women and like you make them like tease me, it might work. But like honestly, most of those mobile games have terrible character designs.
No, and the writing is bad. The writing in this game is bad. Like
Atome
all the boys
back.
have the same body. Like
Atome is back in a big way where you move.
But it's like, okay, so the guys will be shirtless, right? But all the bodies are the same. They just put a different head with a slightly different face. And it drives me insane. All of them look the same.
The silhouettes are identical. Like, what the fuck? All that's changed is his fucking haircut.
But on to better video games. I played Heroes of Might and Magic. Olden Era. Yes. And it's really good. It's like Songs of Conquest and Heroes of Might and Magic 3 kind of mushed together in like a really appealing, visually meaty, delicious way. Also, I know the community, the Heroes of Might and Magic community, was actually quite worried that AI was being used for art assets in the game. No, I can confirm they were not. When I actually asked the dev team if that was the case, they laughed at me and said, no. We've spent so much time and money on this game. Absolutely no way.
Beautiful.
So no AI was used in the making of Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Age.
Nice.
I'm really happy about that. Olden Era. I'm really happy about that because Might and Magic is a really cool fucking game. Heroes of Might and Magic is a really cool fucking game, and like all that style of game, because when we played it, remember we played like the what was it, 3 that we played?
2 and 3.
So like that game was really cool, and I actually do firmly believe that style of game would still be really popular today. It just needs like a bit of a facelift, like exactly what you were saying. Like if they just made the visuals look a little bit more contemporary, I think that game would be really fun to play with people.
It's also for of Might and Magic heads, because there's Heroes of Might and Magic and Might and Magic. It's like within the same universe.
Yes,
this game actually takes place after the last Might and Magic game, leading up to Heroes of Might and Magic 1.
Cool.
So it's a prequel. What I find is so interesting is that my favorite part of those games is actually the base building mechanics, right?
Yeah.
The base building is not so straightforward this time. There are different branching paths that you can unlock to get to different structures.
Oh, so there's going to be like building strategy.
Yes, there is going to be building strategy involved in this. So it's, I don't know, man. I have nothing to say other than Ubisoft. Not Ubisoft, but Unfrozen, the team making it, I will be your greatest shill. I am so fucking excited for this game, like straight up. I will have a preview coming out on MMORPG.com. I'm kind of losing steam right now, so Cullen, I'm throwing the rest of my coal into your fire. What have you been playing?
The games have been coming out. A lot of games came out. Like a lot of games came out. I've been playing a lot. There's games that are coming out, which is really fun. I guess I got I'll just start with stuff coming out that I've been playing. 2 embargoes lifted. Um One will be lifting the day this podcast goes up, so I'm okay to talk about it, but I have actually, you know what? I'll hold off on that one until Cause gets back. Um but I guess one of the ones is a game coming out later this week called Shoot in Order that I've been playing. It is the latest Kodaka work, kind of collab between Spike Chunsoft and I think DMD Games are the ones who actually developed it. He just kind of like oversaw it and did writing. Uh that's pretty all right. It is a adventure game where the gimmick is that each of the 5 main routes has a different genre of adventure game. So you'll have like survival horror, normal VN, Ace Attorney like, escape game, like romance VN,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. It's very neat. I think a lot of the issues there kind of
Yeah.
come from the fact that they had no money.
Oh,
Uh
really?
it's like it, it's
This was
very hard. Hmm?
it was probably developed. This was probably developed alongside 100 Line, so like they didn't have money at the time
Yeah.
that they were making it.
Well, it's like the publisher is Spike Chunsoft, so it is
Yeah.
like it's funded not exactly like 100 Line was, but you know, it's for being a low budget game, or a lower budget game, you know, I still think it's charming. I respect the gimmick of having 5 different genres of like adventure game just put into one game. I think it's very neat. I think the novelty of it carries a lot, but I do think it's a bit dull. It's not like terrible. It's just not very like exciting. Um, it it, and it kind of drags its feet a lot. But what is a bit more of an interesting game that I've been playing is Daemon X Machina Titanic
Ooh.
Scion. I just submitted my review yesterday for that, and it'll be out by the time this podcast goes out. It is fun. It's a bit shallow, but it's fun. I would not say anyone should play it if you're looking for a very good story.
Oh.
And I do not recommend anyone plays it if you only have a Switch 2. It's really rough on Switch 2, but like the reason why you would play a game like Daemon X Machina is for like the Armored Core stuff. Um the mech customization, the combat, you know, things like that is very fun. I do think they bit off more than they could really reasonably chew because it's trying to do like open world AAA stuff with a kind of more AA budget,
Okay.
but it's charming. You know, it's that kind of open world game where not everything like really like is cohesive in a way, but you're kind of like your plan is like, oh, that's cute. Like, oh, I respect what you guys were trying to do here. Like, for example, you can find like Halo warthogs and horses around the map to ride around. But why would you do that when you're in a mech exosuit that can boost at like ridiculously high speeds? Um, but like the gameplay I think is what really wins out here, even though there's a lot of the like stuff around it that just kind of did nothing for me. I ended up not really caring about the story. And again, like technical like issues on Switch are abundant. It has a lot of really bad load times. It crashed a bunch on me. Um
You.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
cool.
weird. It's in a very weird spot because I think ultimately I like it more than I didn't like it. But uh, it, you know, it's fun. Maybe wait for a sale if if play the demo first, I think more than anything. Kind of see if it's got enough going on it, to, you know, really keep you interested, but I'm going to wait for a lot more patches and then give the post game another shot because I was kind of just let down. Like it's weird. It's so weird to play a game like this because it's like I am let down, but it is a fun game. Like I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's entirely there. It's like one of the more frustrating like 6s to 7s you could like really talk about.
Oh, that's That's a shame. I mean, the thing is, I didn't expect the story would be fantastic for some reason, but I thought at
No.
least it would be kind of solid in
Is
in
it?
other departments.
I mean, yeah, like I granted, I wasn't expecting anything like a lot from the story. Like it is an excuse to get you in the robot. Like that's really it. And you know, I also wasn't expecting much of the overworld, like the open world stuff. I'll be
Hmm.
honest. Like, you know, I know what kind of game I'm playing. But like the open world, it's like it's fine. It's just not like doing anything really impressive.
It's
Like
not doing
you're not,
something that feels like someone had an idea to do something unique. It just feels like, oh, open world games have this in it, so let's do
yeah.
this in it.
And I don't even think that's bad. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's fine to like, you know, just be a standard open world game. It just also means I don't really want to give it like, you know, I don't want to give it to you for just kind of like, you know, you did it and you did it decently, and that's kind of
You
it.
ain't winning the Emmy for this one.
Mhm.
It's fine. You're just, you're not getting nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides that, let's see what else came out. We got a demo for the upcoming Trails in the Sky First remake, and
Hmm.
my God, I saw God. God smiled upon me.
Should I play that one instead of the
Yeah,
original?
sure.
Have you played the
I don't
demo?
know if you'll be able to let yourself do that, but like, sure.
But like, is it like
Do
very
you,
different, or do they still have the orb system from the
yeah,
original?
no, like gameplay. It is. It's so interesting because like as a remake, it is adapting the old story of like the 2000s PC game
Right.
into their entirely new modern gameplay style. Um, but it is like trying to still like harken back to that, like how they did like Orbiment back in that original game. Like it's such a weird like remake, but like you play it and you just go like, oh, the whimsy.
Oh, okay.
Um, I don't think GC, like again, I don't know if you would be able to let yourself play the remake.
It's really hard because if I wasn't interested in doing a video series on it, I would just play the remake and call it,
I
call it even.
I think that you should play the remake to try to inspire you to go back and start the series at the beginning. Because Sky First is as glamorous and as like beautiful and as tightly designed as these games have like ever gotten, just from the demo alone.
Oh, you're talking about the remake. Okay.
Yeah. So it would be, I think like it's doing its own thing enough where you could go back to the original and still like get like a different but similar experience.
Interesting.
But also it's just oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Like I know people like to hate remakes on principle, but like, you know, let yourself have a little bit of fun and play the Sky First remake. It's very, very, very cool what they were able to do. Like the games like this is why I don't want to dismiss every remake as like a soulless cash grab, like at face value, because it genuinely seems like the same company is going back and like lavishly, lovingly trying to just make a new spin on one
Yeah.
of the games that like kicked off their like modern popularity.
It's more of like a, hey, we have a way better understanding. It's one of those very transparent situations, this remake, to me anyway, where it's like, this is not them trying to necessarily get an entire, it is, they want a new audience through this game, obviously, but more importantly to them, to the people making it, there seems to be like a genuine desire of like, oh, we got way better at making this game, over the years, and like going back to the first one and like redoing some stuff or doing stuff that we do now with it would be really cool and interesting for us to explore. Like there's remakes that genuinely feel like an exploration of their growth and like challenging themselves to remake something with the experience that they have now. And then there's remakes that are just very blatantly like, we're just going to do the popular thing or what we're known for now with the old asset, or like with like the old ideas, and we're not really focused on like how those things come together. We're just going to put it out as like a new thing.
Yeah, like Delta.
There's very cynical
Uh,
there's very cynical kinds of remakes, and that's why like whenever we go into the discussion of like what's a good remake, what's not, it's always like it's really a case by case basis, and like what that specific game would benefit from versus like what the people making it want to do versus like what they actually end up doing and how that game actually turns out. Like it's very fascinating, but it's very hard to reduce into one simplified argument, which gamers are unfortunately very wont to do.
And like I get the idea. It's like, yeah, it's always nice to have new things, but like I don't think like Falcom puts games out every year. I don't think you're at any shortage of new Falcom games.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to worry about Trails in the Sky being the death of Falcom putting out games every year. They will keep pumping and dumping. You do not worry.
The Trail series has been coming out yearly for quite some time.
Yeah, like we got we got a Trails game like this year localized. We're getting a Trails game like the latest Trails game, mainline Trails game in January localized.
And they basically announced they're doing remakes of second chapter and third as well. So
I think, well, not exactly. They're being weird about it. There's like, oh, if it sells, and it's like, all right, well, like you're probably definitely doing Sky. Like you're probably doing second chapter.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll do third.
And not to be devil's advocate, but like the Trail series is like so dense that I'm like, oh, they did like a remaster, like re-release of like an entry in this. Yeah, then like maybe I should fucking pick that up because it's easier for me to get my hands on and play than the original version of that fucking game. So I think there is merit.
It's more approachable for sure.
Yeah, because like it is like dirt cheap on Steam, and the Steam version of the original is like super. Like it's great. It's everything you could want. For like
for a port of a game from 2000, it's about as robust as that ever got.
No, like it set a standard of like PC releases for those games. It was that good. But like, you know, this is just the ideal. Like this is everything I would want in a remake. It is a fresh look at an old idea, like mixing the old and the new, not being so bound by the original, but still having a like respect for it. It's great. And again, the demo is like 10 hours long. There's so much in that demo. But also like what's really cool about it is for a lot of games like remakes like this, where they're taking old ideas and building it with like a new tool set, is like you look at them and you go like, okay, cool. So this is gonna be about like we can think of stuff like Yakuza, like you know how I know, but we won't be at Shitburger for long. We're driving by, we're pointing and laughing, and we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how like the Kiwami games really just feel like they slap some shit in some engines they already had.
Yes.
This is like they went to the restaurant that was pretty popular and they're like, oh, everyone loves this. Let's renovate it and make it better.
Yeah.
Oh,
so like
okay.
Technically they are doing things like, and by technically, I mean like with the tech of the engine, they have improved the engine even more from like the previous games. Like you have a seamless like overworld that just like you load from like the like actual like normal roads to the towns like without anything like, you know, any load screens. There aren't like zones. It's genuinely very technically impressive, and it is one of the like you look at this game and the idea that Falcom is a low budget studio that makes low budget Vita games is like so far in the rear view mirror now. They just made a good looking game that plays good. So it's like, just really cool.
So like in tandem with your Shitburger analogy, they didn't just buy out the local businesses and gentrify the area. They invested in the local businesses and touched up the shopping plaza that they were in. I like it.
I'm taking my sweet time with the demo, mostly because I've been really busy, but also like I do plan on reviewing this for Nintendo Insider, but that gets me like excited as well, because when they put the demo, they just like dropped it. They also said like, hey guys, we're also just putting out a Switch 2 version. And knowing what that company has done with their only other Switch 2 game, where they have one of the only 120 FPS games on the system right now, I'm like, that's gonna do crazy things to my brain.
Weren't they the ones that did the $1 Switch 2 upgrade? Was that them?
Yeah, for Sky First.
Yeah.
Which is funny. People got mad, and it's like, what? Like
I'm sure
the
there's some kind
$1,
of stipulation by
it's
Nintendo where
like
you have to charge some amount of money for it. It
it's like a
can't be free or
Japanese
some
law
stupid shit.
thing. I
Yeah.
think it's like if you announce one price for something and then you announce something else after the fact, like you do have to charge like $1. But it's like even if it was, it's like it's $1.
I'm sure
Like
there's some sort of
I'm sorry, if I could pay
legal
$1 to
shit.
like get my physical like Switch 1 copy of this game running and looking at like full HD 60 to 120 FPS, I'm like, yeah.
I would prefer the upgrade be free, but if the reality is that I'm paying $64 or $65 instead of $64, that difference to me is so negligible that I'm like, I'm not really concerned about that. There are way worse like upgrade paths.
Especially if it's going to be such a big improvement. And like the Switch 1 version is already like very impressive. So it's like
I'm not here to die on every hill. I'm here to win the battles on the hills that I'm here to pick my battles when it comes to like anti-consumerism shit, and like charging $1 for the Switch 2 upgrade, which very, very, very much feels like a problem with the system in terms of like we have to do it this way or else like we run into some issues. Like that feels like part of a greater problem that I don't need to direct the animosity towards Falcom for. That seems like a problem with the way things are. Very
but
much
also
so.
like it's not like a $10 upgrade, which is
that's what I'm
great.
saying. Is like the amount is so clearly a technicality they have to work within. Like the dollar is so clearly not something like I think if Falcom wanted to do it for free, they would have.
They would have, but it's a mandate from God, Nintendo.
They got to. But like
it's to reinforce the strategy more than likely that soon everyone has to start paying for upgrades. So.
Yeah, and if they wanted to charge you, the reality is if they actually wanted to charge you, like if they were looking to make a profit off of you for a Switch 2 upgrade, it'd be $20. Because that is the standard Nintendo set, and they would be it would be very easy for them to set it at 20. Like,
or what they already did, which was re-release East 10 on Switch 2, not have an upgrade path, make it a full-priced video game, and be like, shrug. Well,
Proud
you're gonna buy it, and then I go, fine, take my wallet, fucking assholes, and they're like, yeah, good, and they slap me and they run away.
That's another thing too. Is like if you want to get mad at Falcom for something, I'm sure there's something else you can get mad at them for. Like, don't get mad at them for the $1 Switch 2 upgrade path. That's just not worth your time.
Hey, there's an upgrade path, and it's not ridiculously priced. Fuck it. Like, fuck it again. Fuck it. Why not? But besides that, I really wanted to get Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta just to talk about it on the podcast, but then I saw all the reviews and found out that it runs like absolute doo-doo butt cheeks on console, and I was like, well, I wanted to get it on console, so I guess I will just not get it.
It also runs pretty badly on PC.
Oh, sick. Cool.
I think it was before the drivers came out. I was looking at some people who got early copies on PC, and I saw a friend play it, and she was having a good time. She was feeling really weird about it, but then she turned on the filter. It's called like the legacy filter, and it literally just adjusts the color correction so that it looks more authentic to the original PS2 version. And she was like, "No, it's fine now." She was like, "This is good. Like it's literally the same game. It just looks a little nicer."
Like I don't know, like I was very interested in Delta just because it's like, it seems fun.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm not getting high art, but I'm like, that seems like a fun way to play MGS3. But I'm gonna wait for like a sale and then give it a go then. But what I have been playing is Super Robot Wars Y.
How and why are you playing it? And is it good?
I love you forever.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's like I'm trying to like, because everything comes back to Shitburger. I'm trying to think of an analogy. It's like,
Fire
that like
Emblem Fates.
No, that like that fast food restaurant where you like, the food's a bit junky, but it always makes you smile. Like,
KFC.
you're always what? maybe a bit of chaos. It's like a fried chicken place. Yeah. Like you go there, you know what you're getting. And it's like you bite into that piece of crispy fried chicken and you're like, oh, this is so bad for me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they cooked it so good. It's kind of like that. Where it's like, yeah, if you want to be like put on your big think brain and you'd be like, oh, it's kind of silly that Lelouch
Oh, that's what you're
new
referring to? Oh, fuck that.
new
It's a
hero.
crossover game. Like, why am I even
Yeah.
thinking about why it's crossed over? I'm just going to laugh at it if it's bad. Like,
Well, no, but like, see, there's the thing though. That's what I thought Super Robot Wars was, because I only played 30 and it was just like, look, you fucking idiots, here's all your references. Fuck off.
yeah.
But like, something about why, like, it's not high art, but they've actually bothered trying to set all of the games in the world together in a way that's just kind of charming. Like when everyone knows Daemon Kashu because like the events of
he
G
won the
Gundam.
tournament.
Yeah, because the events of G
did
Gundam
it.
took place like on the like at the world during all of the like charged counterattack and like Code Geass stuff that was going on, and like Relena Peacecraft is hanging out with like Lacus Klein and Cullen from Code Geass.
Oh, you know what? I just realized having a conflict on Earth while Earth is also having a conflict with spacers
Yeah,
is actually kind of neat.
it is neat. That's the thing. Nothing about the story of Super Robot Wars Y should work. And to be fair, if you don't know these series, or at least a couple of them, I do not recommend this game. Like, at all. This is for people who are locked in
It's
on
for
mech.
robot
Like,
heads. Yeah, it's for mech heads.
it is a fan game that is so just like blatantly what it is. And it is so charming. Like, I giggle a little bit with the fact that Daemon Kashu was the master of Shin Asuka from Gundam Seed Destiny. And Shin is a bit like annoyed at Daemon's like vagueness about all the like shit he spouts. It's just like, and as Daemon tries to like, like train like the next generation of characters here and like help them be good at their mech, Shin's just like, yeah, he has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. He's just like yapping. It's like, fine. Just like, just like do the training. You'll learn something, I guess. It's just so fun. And like the fact that like Hiro Yui was thinking about assassinating Lelouch is just like, yeah, that's kind of sick. That's it. It's just great. I'm really liking it. I like all the. It's great. We have it in our Steam library. Unfortunately, me and Jess are already like,
locked in. Yeah.
Like we are hogging it big time.
That's fine. I'll probably go back and play the first one. That is a series that I want to play through from the beginning, because like I love shit like that. That's just like a celebration of things and trying to find like weird, quirky ways to combine them. It's fun.
See, I would do that if more of the games are localized, but they're not. And it's like I really want those character interactions. Like, yeah, it's like fan fiction shit, but it's just like, oh, I am genuinely excited for like Camille to show up and see how Camille would interact with like Shin, or maybe like if there's any cool interactions between Soletta from Witch from Mercury and like Hiro Yui.
Well, that's what like a crossover event is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like, because you design all these characters as protagonists in their respective stories, right? So obviously, and for the most part, sometimes it's not about that, but for the most part, these stories sort of endorse what those characters do, what those protagonists do, but sometimes they're diametrically opposed from one show to the next. Like if you compared them, it's like, no, they would not get along. That's the interesting part of like, it's almost like you get to see sort of like it's not the creators, but you get to see sort of like the themes of the shows that one person made or like a certain studio made. You see those themes like clash and like argue with each other. That's fascinating. That is a fascinating thing. Like that's the interest of that sort of like concept.
And it's also just like, it's a pretty good SRPG.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm really liking the like just tactical gameplay of it. I don't think it's like super deep or anything, but there's enough there where you're just like, if you're here just for like the characters and to see the cool robots do the cool animation, there's enough of an SRPG like behind that to support that and keep you from getting bored.
From what I understand, everyone's got like a gimmick too that's like related to who they are. So it's like, you have like some nice unit variety as well, because they're all really fleshed out characters. So mechanically, you can also make them kind of uniquely interesting.
Also, it's really fun how in missions for specific characters, they will just play a little video like in like the middle of the screen it doesn't even fill the whole screen. It's just a tiny little window that pops up that'll just play an animation from the show of like a transformation.
Really?
Yeah. So like I think I saw like
I mean, they're using renders, like official renders from the shows as well in some parts of that game.
Yeah, where it's just like it'll just play the thing from like I think one of the ones was like something Raideen, which is like a super old mecha show, and they just played like an old timey like animation of like the robot transforming and like coming together, and then it'll go back to the very simplistic like
chibi
map sprite, chibi map sprites that just like fly like get dragged around screen, and it's just fun. You play a game like Super Robot Wars Y and you want a good time in very specific ways, and it is very easy to mess that up, because I think Super Robot Wars 30 was like really boring and didn't really like have a lot of that like that's something, but this just does. It's really charming and I'm having a really good time with it.
Cool.
And I was expecting like it would be at least fun, but like I'm in like discords with like mecha fans, and like everyone I know who is in on this genre is having fun with the game. Like I think a lot of people are just surprised at just how good it is.
I think like Super Robot Wars has always been considered like a game series that people really like, but it's always like the same people. And I think like Y is sort of lucky to be coming out in a time where, ironically, people are very open-minded about playing new kinds of games. I don't know if anyone else has noticed that. In 2025, especially like this year, especially, I've seen a lot of people who don't usually play even me myself, a lot of people who don't usually play certain games are like playing new things and trying to get into like outside of their comfort zones with like the media they consume, which has been really nice to see.
Good.
And I think Super Robot Wars Y has come out like at a really nice time for that, because like curiosity is at an all-time high. So yeah, maybe not an all-time high, maybe that was a little bit hyperbolic, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I hope it does well. I want to play it because it looks cool, and I think Jet Jaguar's in there, so, and I love Jet Jaguar. He's so cool. I want to play as him.
I know what that thing looks like, but I don't know anything about the actual like show it's from.
He's from Godzilla.
Oh,
Jet Jaguar.
Yeah, no, Godzilla's in this game.
Jet Jaguar.
You could just fight. Like the fact that like I haven't even gotten to Godzilla yet. Like I'm still like early on in the game where like I'm just on Earth and just like kind of having things set up, and I'm like, oh, this is really charming. And then I thought about just how many series are in this and how much coverage there needs to be, and I'm like, oh, this game's gonna be long as fuck. I haven't even seen Godzilla yet.
Is it Fat Boy Jet Jaguar? Hold on, because there's like a different mode. Oh, I think it is Fat Boy Jet Jaguar. Okay. Jet Jaguar was introduced as like a svelte man in a suit, because there was a guy in a suit. But there's a new model of Jet Jaguar, like a new design where he's got like a big belly, and I gotta figure out if that's the one that's in this, because it's from Godzilla Singular Point, and I haven't seen the designs from that movie yet, because I've been trying to keep myself spoiler free from new Godzilla stuff until I catch up. But yeah.
Also, I just bought us the
super good version.
Not like the full super good version. We don't have the DLC, but they did buy us the music pack where you can spend $30 and get a bunch of licensed music.
Yeah.
For like the game. I do think that kind of like adds a lot, because it's just so like, yeah, I like I know. Oh yeah, like, and you're getting the openings play during battles, and it's like, yeah, this is what I wanted.
Man, yeah, I gotta play it. What else you been playing?
I think that's kind of it. Like, I have some stuff I need to get to, but right now I'm kind of just waiting for games to come out. And like, you know, I'm chipping away at Super Robot Wars in the meantime.
Cool. Well,
what about you,
what you been
Mr. Juan Carlo?
Giancarlo.
Sorry, Giancarlo.
You and Cheese have both said my name in funky ways, and I mean it very. I don't mean it seriously. I take no offense to it, but I love
me, you know.
I love it when someone says my name wrong, and I get to be like, "Don't fucking call me that." Like, I love
Meanwhile,
it.
me, dejected sigh. Yeah, that works. Don't worry about it.
She's put an S at the end of my name the other day, and I was like almost like second nature. I just went, don't add a fucking S at the end of my name. So anyway,
well, I'm glad you're polite to me because I would have exploded and died.
Cheese can take it. He knows I love him. So I've been playing a lot of stuff. I don't want to talk about some of it because I haven't finished it yet, and I think I'm gonna finish it, but also I don't think I've worked my way through enough of it. I've been playing Star Wars Outlaws. I don't want to talk about Outlaws. It's been a good game so far, very interesting, and I want to talk about it more later. But I haven't actually
for the Switch 2 version to come out, and then we can play the game for real.
But I haven't gotten into like, so I only found out yesterday when I went back to it because I played it throughout the week, and then I stopped playing it for a few days to play something else. And I went back to it, and I only just found out that there's space combat in it, and I'm like, oh shit, like I was like, okay, this might be what I want right now. So I'll report back on that later. But I've done a couple things. Most importantly, I finally finished. I think I mentioned it on the podcast a few months ago. I went back, and on last Saturday when my video came out, the weekend that the video came out, Saturday or Sunday, I sat my ass down and I said, I'm going to read a whole fucking book in one sitting, because that's how I like to read. I like to read in one whole sitting. I don't like reading in parts because due to the nature of my brain, if I put down a book, I may never come back to it again. So I like to read it all in one go. I went back and I read the book called, I'm sorry if I get this wrong. It is Bill Nye Everything at Once.
Okay.
It is everything all at once. It is a nonfiction book written by Bill Nye the Science Guy, not the actor, not Bill Nye, Bill Nye. And it is a really, really good, compelling read, because we always talk about, like, I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little introspective. We always talk about, like, getting out of echo chambers, trying to, like, listen to new opinions and stuff like that. But nowadays it's very difficult to do that and not wind up listening to someone who is spreading misinformation or is coming at you with a bad faith argument for something, or is very intentionally trying to undermine something, or has like a very specific harmful rhetoric and stuff like that. And oftentimes when people say, oh, you got to challenge your opinions, that's just a smokescreen for please listen to my fascist ideals. And on the flip side of that, I also, despite that reality, I also do have like this really bad issue with a lot of, like, especially in leftist circles, where a lot of leftists, they forget that their specific form of leftism is not ubiquitous. So like, it's like you're not, what you believe in as a leftist, there's degrees there. Like, we're not monolithic. Like, we disagree on a lot of things. We agree on a lot of things. We have very different views on things. And I often find when leftists disagree with each other, it becomes a contest of moral superiority. And sometimes that's fine. It's harmless sometimes, because like sometimes we're arguing about something that ultimately we all understand that it's like, okay, but like at the end of the day, we're all going to be we all have solidarity against like this bigger thing, right? Okay.
Yes.
But you should still challenge your opinions as a leftist. You should challenge your opinions. And one of the best ways that I think you should do it is to listen to leftists that you disagree with on issues that, not on issues entirely, but on the way we handle those issues, the way we see those issues, the perspective we have on those issues. And Bill Nye, the book that he wrote, this specific book, was a great exercise in that, because Bill Nye and I happen to agree on many things, at least what he wrote in the book. I understand that, I think, where it's like, okay, we agree on a lot of things, but like his point of view in the book, basically the everything all at once approach, is that one, you should listen to science. Obviously, he's a science guy, he's going to say that, but he's right, I think. But also, like, when you tackle the world's problems as if they are all related to one another, which I think a lot of people would say they are. Yeah. When you go with that approach, you end up solving all of those problems at once. And his idea is that we don't need to necessarily like pick which one's more important than the next. Obviously, you're not going to have the energy to tackle all of these things, at the same time, but by applying the everything all at once approach, by understanding that all of these things are connected, you end up finding solutions for those problems while trying to solve one of them. And one of the things he says is, like, for instance, like pursuing, like, even something as like pursuing the knowledge of like space, even something pursuing like space exploration and our understanding of space will inevitably yield results that we can apply to problems on Earth. Like, for instance, it's like you will invent technology. Like if you're interested in space travel and you put money into like a space program and you actually fund, by the way, the book came out in 2017. This is before a great many things. And he's like, if you do that, we design and build technology that can withstand like the conditions of space. But also, for instance, if you want clean energy, which is a thing that Bill Nye is like super gung-ho about. He's like a huge climate change like scientist.
Activist.
Like he works really hard to like solve that problem. He's like famous for that. He like he says, like, if you want to put money into space exploration, that's great, because in order to do space exploration, we have to find different ways to fuel the ships, because eventually you will just not have the oil that powers the ship. At some point, if you're doing deep space exploration, you need something else. And that requires clean energy, a renewable resource, an easier resource to maintain. And if we produce that technology for space travel, we can use it on Earth. And he goes into like explaining like clean energy initiatives and stuff that they've been doing and stuff like that. But basically that's his idea of like everything all at once. And sometimes some of his ideas are a little, I think some of he's got a very hopeful view of the future. Again, 2017. I'm sure he's changed his mind. Like there's like a whole section where he has an entire chapter dedicated to Elon Musk. And he does have trepidation when he talks about them. He does have some apprehension, but he goes, this was before public knowledge of like, this was before a lot of Elon Musk's public opinion like tanked really hard after the pandemic, or throughout the pandemic rather. Yeah. Before that, like a lot of people, maybe they didn't like him per se, but like he did not have the crash out on social media yet. Like he hadn't like gone fully mask off yet. This is trackable because he was trying to buddy up to like leftist leaning people, and when they rejected him and his ideas, he like went full on far right. Like so that's
like what's his face? The other alt-right grifters in the gaming space, Grums.
Yeah.
And, Grums.
The same space. Like leftist people did not accept Elon Musk for various reasons, and so instead of like understanding why and working through that, Elon Musk just found people that liked him, which tracks with him. This was also at the time Tesla was a much better like Tesla's did not have the negative connotation they do now. Like Tesla's, people didn't like Teslas for entirely different reasons back then. So weird to say because it's been 8 years, but it feels like it was yesterday. So he has like a whole chapter dedicated to Elon Musk being like, I'm not sure about this guy, but I think he's got his heart in the right place because he wants to go to space. And that was basically his entire thing. This was before SpaceX started. This was before Musk tried to do the 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 spring-loaded train system. The spring-loaded car cannon that shot your car across the United States.
How did we let it get
he
so
loves
far?
Hot Wheels. He loves Hot Wheels.
Yeah. Before he built the man-sized Hot Wheels track. So this was before all of that became like a thing. So I'm sure his opinions on Elon Musk have changed. But like he talks about the GMO stuff, and like he, you know, he has like some ideas where it's like he's like I want to propose an idea of like people doing compulsory STEM field work after high school. So like instead of enlisting, he goes, a lot of countries enlist their young adults into the military for military service. Like that's a thing that you have to do, right? And if you don't, you lose benefits or whatever. He proposes that instead of doing military service, we should have people who are coming out of high school, or, you know, from anywhere between coming out of high school to starting a master's program, they should be doing like a year of service in some sort of field in STEM. So like, you know, maybe you for a year you work on clean energy initiatives. Maybe for a year you work on producing like better vaccines and stuff like that. Like that's his idea. And like stuff like that is the challenging parts of like, he has a very different perspective. He has a hopeful perspective, one that I want to believe in, but one that is very difficult to believe in current day.
Given motions to everything.
But also it's like Bill Nye is not a grifter. Bill Nye is very consistently a man of science, and he follows the data, and he's like pretty good about a lot of stuff. So like I trust what he says, and I trust his vision for the future. But it's a very fascinating book because it sort of just, it also like has like a section dedicated to like understanding your biases, which I found out by reading the book that I am actually a very frequent victim of selection bias. And like, I just like, I really enjoyed the book, much like the Adam Savage book that I talked about before, because it really focuses on the issues at hand, where it's like, he doesn't come at it from an emotional perspective, but through logic, he makes the point, and he sort of asserts the point that logic and reasoning requires empathy. And if you are not thinking with empathy, you are not thinking with logic and reason, because at the core of humanity should be empathy. Empathy is our driving force. We do things based on emotion. We are emotional people. And like that to me really stood out, because usually when a scientist talks about what we should do, or when people who think they know science talks about what we should do, they're like, oh, you know, facts don't care about your feelings. Oh, I think with logic, I don't let my emotions get in the way of it. But Bill Nye's entire fucking book is sort of built on the fact of like, I think human passion is like at the root of like every technological advancement. Some of the best things that we have ever created was done with the intent of improving the lives of human beings.
Well, the modern concept of like, I guess, you know, like that kind of logic and reasoning thing isn't actually just logic or reasoning at all. It's really just like stupidity and selfishness. It's that ignorance. Like, fuck you, got mine. Yeah.
And
it's selfishness, like from the top down, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of things aren't done purely for the sake of empathy anymore. Like,
and that's why they want you like to not think about empathy. That's why like you know, there was that Elon Musk interview where it's like, I think empathy is one of the worst things you could ever do ever, and I think everyone should just be selfish pieces of shit. And it's just like, oh, no, no.
And then one of the thing that really took me aback was towards the end of the book. He sort of like starting with like that Elon Musk chapter and onwards, he sort of has like a really good grasp of the future. He talks about stuff that we're dealing with now that in 2017 was like a theoretical concept. So like one of the chapters in the book, and where he criticizes in like with only two sentences, but I mean, they're friends, so I understand. He casts suspicion on like people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, kind of being fascinated by an idea. It wasn't strictly this definition, but it was pretty much in the same vein of like, he says there's like a technology or something. I forget exactly what he was talking about. He was like this idea of like the singularity, and he was addressing the singularity of like eventually robots will become as smart as humans and they'll do all the work for us. And in that fucking chapter, Bill Nye goes, I don't like the idea of the singularity because I don't like the concept of taking human agency away from us. I feel like we should be in control of our future. We should be in control of what we do next. We should make the decisions. We should do the thinking. We should do the work to improving our society and our world because we're the ones living in it, you know? And this is in 2017, before the emergence of Gen AI and large language models. And to me, that's fascinating. It's fascinating how, like, the book is so poignant about so many things. And, like, it's not a matter of, like, he's not making predictions about things. He's literally just, like, philosophizing about some sort of, like, idea or the concept of humanity's, like, agency being taken from them as a result of making technology that does not improve their lives, or making technology that removes their ability to change the world themselves. It's very fascinating book. I came away with it very inspired, and, like, it's a very difficult book to read because, quite frankly, Bill Nye, very good at telling stories, very interesting writer, very clearly does not know how to speak. He can talk to kids real good. He can talk to, like, academics real good. But when he tries to find that middle ground to talk to the layman, he kind of, like, some of the writing, it kind of, like, struggles to get the point across. And, like, it's a very meaty read. Like, he uses a lot of big words. His sentence structure is very, like, academic, we'll say. Sometimes it reads a little bit like a paper as opposed to, like, a book about his thoughts. So, very challenging read in that regard as well. But I really, really liked it. It's nice to read a book made by someone who actually, like, does science and research and actually knows how to use the scientific method and sort of vouches for empathy and emotion in human progress, through the lens of science and that sort of thing. It was very fascinating. I do recommend it. Just be aware that it's not a book that you're going to read and be like, oh yeah, you know, this is everything I believe in. It's a book you're going to read and you're going to go, I should think on this for a while and, like, see where I stand. Cause he's not trying to convince anybody necessarily about, like, oh, you know, you're a bad person if you disagree with me. He's very clearly just trying to, like, make a good case to perhaps pursue things in a certain fashion. And I do like the way he wants to pursue it, despite, you know, some hangups here and there. But again, it's an 8-year-old book, and it's written very much in, like, the current day when he wrote it. It's contextualized. What do they call it? It's dated. Like, it's very much dated. Yeah. It's rooted in the time that he put it out. I got to see if he wrote a new book, because I want to see if he's changed his mind about anything, especially the Monsanto stuff. Because he kind of touched on the problem with them, like, doing patents for the seeds. I don't know if either of you know this, but Monsanto owns patents for seeds. And that's why, So, you know, like, if you crossbreed a plant to make it more resilient to certain conditions, or, like you crossbreed an orange so that, like, it has a gene that insects don't like, so they don't touch the orange. Monsanto owns patents for seeds for plants that are like that. And that is why produce has gotten more expensive, in part because farmers have to buy the seeds from Monsanto. They can't just, like, make their own seeds like that. They can't, like, buy cheaper alternatives if they want the gene for that. Monsanto owns the rights to that specific genetic makeup of that plant.
I hate capitalism so much, man.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah. And that to me is, like, the bigger issue, because everyone's focused on the GMO part. And I'm like, I think GMOs are actually pretty good for, like, a you know, solving a lot of problems with our food and world hunger and stuff like that. Like, that's the reason why we have a surplus of food in a lot of developed countries. The bigger problem here is that they own the patents to that. They have made that, you know, inaccessible to a lot of developing countries where those seeds would actually, like, those kinds of plants would be really beneficial to solving hunger issues in developing nations. So that's the bigger problem, I feel. But you know, influencers love talking about organic produce, and like the patent conversation is a little over their heads, so they don't talk about it as much, but they should. Anyway, it's a good book. Other than that, I beat Guardians of Ozma yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
or
the
the day
Rune Factory
before.
game?
Yeah, the spinoff. If Rune Factory 6 is like this, not in setting, because obviously it's not going to be the same in setting. But if it's like, if it looks like, if the character models are like if it's in the same engine and it has a lot of the same concepts, I'm so down. I'm down bad for that Rune Factory game. That's the first Rune Factory game I've actually played to
That
any
game's good as
like
fuck.
significant amount.
I gotta finish it still.
Yeah.
I was sad to hear that the girl I liked the most was post game only.
Yeah. It's worth it
Heartbroken.
though. Straight
Yeah,
up, it's so worth
I
it.
know. I'll save myself.
It's really cool. I love a farm life game, but I also love the fact that it's a farm life game that realizes that like the farming part is really interesting at the start, and then as you keep playing the game, it's like, man, I really need this to kind of be, especially modern farm life games. Like in Harvest Moon, all you do is farm, so it's like, it's fine that that's the whole game all the time, but like after Stardew Valley, and even actually old Rune Factory was the same way, where it's like there's more to do than just the farming. At some point the farming needs to be automated so that you actually have in-game time to do it. Since that game is so much shorter, that game's like only like what, I think I only have like 50 hours in it, which is pretty low for farm life. I have 66 hours in it, 66.6 hours in it. Ooh. And they automate the process pretty quickly, but it's automated via town building. So villagers move into your town as you grow it. You build houses for them. You assign them certain jobs. They can be farmers, woodcutters, miners, whatever, and they will get you resources that you need to like continue building the town. So it was really cool to play a farm life game that started as a farm life game, and then by the end, or by the time I beat the base game, not the post game stuff, it had become more of a city builder, a town builder of like, oh, you gotta like put down certain decorations to get certain bonuses to certain villager jobs, and that gives you a higher resource yield. And you know, there's missions for the villages to level them up, and when you level them up, you can put down more decorations or unlock more development zones or have more villagers move in. And so your village grows and you can decorate it more and make it really pretty. There's a lot of decorations in that game, a lot more than I expected there to be. And I still have to play around with it. They have like themes and stuff that you can do, and I don't know what happens if you like put enough of those items there. Like I don't know how that changes the village, but I would like to see it.
I got very overwhelmed with managing all my villages. I think I'm near the end of the main campaign.
Oh,
but
it's
like
super lax. There's like, I don't think the game, there's like one point of the game where it requires all your villages to be a certain level, but after that it literally doesn't care what you do with them. Apparently, like from my experience playing the game, and like honestly, like the only thing that the village does beyond just like being like a playground for you to like build stuff up and optimize and have fun with that is that it makes you money. And like by the end of the game, shit gets expensive. Like your gear for like doing dungeons and stuff gets expensive, but it doesn't really matter. It's a very casual game, to be honest. I don't know how post game's gonna treat me, because I found out that in order to unlock the post game, you have to get married and have a kid, and I intentionally did not do that until I beat the main story, because I was like, well, I don't want to, because I from what I remember from like the details that they released before the game came out, I was like, oh yeah, when you get married, it creates like a separate file with separate saves, and you can reload before you got married from the original like 30 saves that you have to marry somebody else, and that will create a separate character basically with a separate set of saves, so that you can go through all the routes on technically the same character. Which is cool. It's really cool to play a farm life game that, to a certain degree, just a little bit more than usual, does not give a fuck how you play it. Like,
it's very good. Like it's approachable enough to just be like a really good entry one of these, like as a showcase of what Rune Factory can be without having a lot of stuff, I guess, that like might, you know.
Yes.
scare people away like me usually.
Yeah, and it's good. I would actually argue that like more farm life games should be a little bit more. It's okay if they're deeper for sure, but I think they should also be lax, which a lot of people forget that you can do. You can make a deep game that is very forgiving for people that don't explore the depth of that. Pokemon's a great example of that, where it's like Pokemon's an incredibly deep fucking game, but like you don't have to engage with like half of it if you don't want to. Like you can get through that whole fucking game without giving a shit. Some people don't like that, but I think that's better. I think it's better that the more complicated aspects of Pokemon are in like far into post game content and stuff.
That's what I do with those games, and I enjoy them quite a lot, even the new ones.
It's like the depth is there if you want to compete against another human player who is equally as invested in the depth, but it does not need to go that deep for you to play the game and have a good time and even experience some challenge, you know? And if you are one of those players that's obsessed over stuff like that, like, you know, obviously you're going to bulldoze through the base game, but the base game is not designed for you. It's designed for a general audience. But I want more farm life games like this. One, with town builders, two, with automation like this. Because automation is like, I said it in my farm life video from way back in the day, but like automating the processes of a farm life game is now something that I consider to be a staple of the genre that needs to be in it. If I have to manually water my crops every day, if I have to like constantly pet all my animals, like at some point, if you're constantly expanding, which farm life games want you to do, all of that becomes untenable. All of that becomes a chore. All of that becomes really annoying, but it feels like it's the thing you should be doing. And it's like, I don't want to downsize. I just want this to be easier. Now that I've proven that I can do it, like at some point you should give me something in game that just does it for me, because it's like, yeah, you've done it enough. Like you've proven mastery of this thing. We're no longer going to force you to do it every fucking day. Like clearly you know how the system works. Clearly you've done it well. Like your reward is that you get to focus on other elements of the game until eventually you do everything. But yeah, really, really, really fun game, really fun spinoff. I might go back and play 5 or 4. I forget which one's the bad one that just came out or
5.
more recently. 5 is the bad one?
4 is good. 5's
okay.
bad.
I figured that was the case
Also
because
good from what I've heard.
I figured that was the case because in Guardians of Ozuma, they have DLC costumes, and instead of giving you a Rune Factory 5 outfit, they give you a Rune Factory 4 outfit. And I was like, I see you skipped the one you just put out, the more recent one. What's that about? And it's like, yeah, it's probably because they wanted to not acknowledge that one. But
also,
yeah.
if you play 5 on PC, you're probably still getting a better experience than what a lot of people did, because that initially only came out on Switch, I believe, and it was terrible.
Performance-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And visual-wise, like it was just a very unoptimized, ugly game.
I'll do some research on it, see if people's opinions on it have warmed up with the PC port.
But should we move on to questions?
Yes,
we
I was about to
should.
say.
Yes,
that was basically my several weeks.
Alrighty. Wow, a lot of questions. Too much questions. Let's go. I actually do have to. When did we last? Okay. Oh my god.
You want help?
All questions.
You want some help?
I think I know.
You're gonna start at Buster.
8:15. Yep. Buster asks, Burnout Brothers in Arms. What's your favorite comic book / graphic novel? Bonus points if it's not a superhero or Marvel DC book. Shit.
Joe the Barbarian.
Favorite comic book / graphic novel.
Joe the Barbarian is a story about a kid who has diabetes, and his father recently passed away, and he has a I don't know what to call it, but like when his sugar gets too low, he has an episode, like a diabetic episode, and he starts to hallucinate an entire fantasy adventure as he stumbles around the house trying to save his own life. He's in like the house alone, and like a bunch of stuff happens, and it's a really well written book. I haven't read it in a long time. Maybe it's problematic. I don't know. But yeah, Joe the Barbarian, very fun graphic novel / comic book. And it's not a superhero or Marvel DC book. So
I don't read a lot of comics. So like I really only have a superhero like DC one because I've read so few. I don't know. I read Batman the Long Halloween like a couple years back, and I really liked that. So just because there's not a big pool to pick from of like full ass comic runs that I've read, that's kind of all I got.
Cool beans.
Cause
I don't read.
fair enough. All right. Moving on. I'll just this is a username, so I'm just gonna shorten it to N. Hello Burnouts, as Cosmo has been playing more FPS games, what do each of you look for in such games? Like, for example, fun weapons or interesting mechanics?
Level design. I'm an immersive
level design
guy.
and game feel.
Oh, yeah.
I need the act of popping heads to feel good as fuck. That is why, to this day, the only modern shooter I've really stuck with for a long period of time is what's that fucking Halo, the most recent Halo that we played like nonstop, the free one. Infinite. Wait, yeah,
Halo
wasn't it Infinite?
Yeah.
Halo Infinite is, I think, in my opinion, one of the best modern shooters I have ever played, because it just, the feel of it's great. The maps were always really fun. It was very fast. I feel like it welcomed and was willing to house a like casual audience that just wanted to have a good time.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to also say that story is really important to me too.
Yes.
I know that's such a fucking strange thing to say for like an FP. Like, if you enjoy FPSs, what are you playing for? The story and the level design. My favorites are like Deus Ex Human Revolution, like Far Cry 3 and 4.
Anything that's not a military shooter gets like 50 extra points to it for interest.
Yes, though I will say I really am like an advanced warfare. But that's just because it's like, I think you'd like the TIE fighter spaceship battles, Cullen. But yeah, no, story and level design are really important to me regarding that. Is it story for you as well, right, GC?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's story for me, but also set pieces. I need really good set pieces. I think shooters are really fun, but I think like the shooters that I remember enjoying a lot as a child, because I don't play a lot of them now, and the ones that I still enjoy now that I have played, they all had really good set pieces. They all had really like cool ideas for like a level. So that's level design, but also like cool events and things. The campaign for Titanfall 2, if you
gotta play that,
you can do it in one sitting. I did it so fast. It's a very short campaign. It is super interesting, and they do really neat things. And like at first you think, oh, the parkour elements are going to turn me off. No, they're very well done. I would
never think that parkour's cool as fuck.
They are very like, they're not like, they don't clash with like the more traditional shooter stuff. That game is so much fun. That campaign is so good. Like, I doubted the hype, but I finally played it because a friend of mine bought it for me years ago, and then I never played it. And he was like, I bought it so you could play it. Come on. So I streamed the whole thing. It was so much fun. So good. I think that's the best shooter that I've played in like forever. But other than that, it's also written well, by the way. Good story. Other than that, third person camera. I'm more likely to play your game if it's a third person shooter.
I actually do like my first person like military shooters. I don't like, like there's just something about, I grew up with them, it just kind of I'm kind of looking forward to that new Battlefield. It looks, I've heard good things from the beta.
It's okay. So. I've fallen so far. I'm really looking forward to that new Call of Duty game. I'm so mad at myself, man. I'm so fucking mad at myself. Like, I'm pissed, but it's the curse.
I mean, like, I like modern Call of Duty, so when I can like pick up that new one like pre-owned or something,
I'm probably gonna like get it used like 6 years from now or something, and be like, wow, psychological horror in my shooter, how interesting.
It was so funny. We were watching that trailer. Like we were in a call.
We were so
at the time
interested in it.
We were like, "Whoa, this is really cool!" And like after that, like initial announcement trailer, and as soon as the Call of Duty logo popped up, we all laughed our fucking asses off.
I was there live, dude. No, let me tell you. Okay, the experience of having that revealed live was that everybody was given these like wristbands that would glow.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw it on the broadcast.
Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, oh, this is really cool. What is this? what is this? And it's Call of Duty. And Jake was like, hell yeah. And I just had my face in my hands. Like, Jake was the one that was cheering. If you could hear the audience, he was the one person that fucking cheered for Call of Duty.
That's awesome.
Oh,
my
God.
God. Because he likes ego shooters a lot. So
yeah, it was so funny to watch that trailer. And like the minute Call of Duty shows up, everyone starts laughing, I think for the same reason, which is all of our excitement immediately changed to, oh, this is gonna be a crock of shit, because like we know what Call of Duty is. Like like
we're seeing all these like ideas, these really cool concepts, and be like, oh, a game that's touching on all these things, that's gonna be really cool. And you see Call of Duty and you're just like, oh no, this is gonna be like lukewarm propaganda. All right, never mind.
It's also because I'm still playing through Advanced War. Like I'm slowly going through it's Infinite War is what I'm playing through. The one with Kit Harington is Infinite, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think it was in Advanced.
It's the one in space and everything, and they have like actually really cool like ship battles and shit.
I think
that's Infinite. That's Infinite.
Yeah, that's Infinite. Okay, so I wasn't playing Advanced. I was playing Infinite. Yeah, for the 16 minutes of Kit Harington and the fucking like 12-hour game. But like, those games go way too fast for me. Like, there's no downtime between action. You're going from firefight to firefight to firefight, and I get so tired. So I really think I am an immersive sim person, but I hope the new Call of Duty, when I play it in 6 years, there will be moments between firefights to give me room to breathe, so I'm not fucking tired after fucking running and gunning for 30 minutes.
Yeah, it can be very exhausting. I think they started doing that. They designed campaigns like that intentionally after people were like, this campaign sucks. It's only like 6 hours long. It's like, well, what if we take those 6 hours and made them like some of the most like high energy we can make it, so that they get really tired and they have to take a break.
Yeah. And outside of the, the Microsoft and like Activision thing, like all of the issues surrounding both of those companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
The brand itself has just been degraded to such a staggering degree that, yeah, when you see it, it's like, oh, propaganda in the game where you can play Snoop Dogg and Nicki Minaj. So
Nicki
like,
Minaj.
yeah, it's just, I don't know, man. Brand death. Anyways, next question.
When you play as Nicki Minaj, does it play the song where she's like,
that'd be so fucking funny. That'd be
as
so
you're running through like
funny.
a hallway. Sorry.
The next one is by Safia. Have you guys watched GC's new video, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is the end yet? I would love to hear some thoughts on
skip
it.
This?
It's so good. I love it. I have really bad short-term and long-term memory because of mental illness, but I really enjoyed that video for like, I guess the thoughtfulness you've been into it, like using that game as a springboard to talk about greater issues in the series. Also, your fucking pinboard was fucking hilarious. But no, I think it is one of my favorite pieces of a critique of the series. You see, and I don't say this lightly because I've watched a lot of Western critique of the series, and it drives me insane. Like I've watched some videos where I like have to turn it off because they fundamentally misunderstand like what the games have in them. It's almost like they're making up their own fucking ideas of what's in the game and being like, this is fact. It's the Final Fantasy 14 effect is what I love to call it. But yours actually touches on a lot of things that do exist in those games, like actually factually, and what these characters are in the text, and all of the issues that have arisen because of these different writers and conflicting ideas, and the fact that Yokoyama is an insane person who has no coherent thought, much like another Japanese developer who's getting reamed on social media right now. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Actually, I think
I
have an idea.
Kazuma knows about it, and he's relishing in the fact. So who could it be?
Who could it be? I think I have an idea.
Yeah, bro.
But like I've been offline lately.
I'm gonna post some comments to you, so you can just get a whiff of what's going on right now.
Sure.
Thank you for your kind words, Kazuma. I know you don't. You wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it. So
I wasn't allowed to watch. I wasn't allowed to finish the video because
Cullen's being dumb.
Oh, I'm being dumb. Okay.
Cullen started watching my video and was like, I gotta go beat the game first.
Yeah, which GC has told me to do in the past, by the way, but you know,
It's too late
whatever.
now. The video's out. You should just watch the video.
I watched like 30 minutes of the video, and then you were like, it's time to get into the real story, meaty story stuff, guys. And I was like, I think I would appreciate this video more if I come back to it when I finish the game. Also, we were in it, so you know, we're biased. And
you
don't.
technically, it's
Bro,
conflict
Cullen,
of interest.
your fucking laughing was so funny.
Did that make it into the video?
Yeah, I used one of your.
Sure
I used
did.
one of your. I used your outtake in it.
Great, like in the video or like at the end?
No, in the video while you're reading the quote, where you're like, "What the fuck is this quote?" I left that in.
That's awesome. You know, like those quotes are fucking nonsense. But yeah, no, it's a good video. Go watch it, y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate both of you.
Exy asks, best game controller you've ever used, worst you've ever seen, and the holy grail you really want to get. So I have the same answer for both of those. Well, not same. You know what? I was gonna say like best I've used and worst I've used. I do have the slime controller. GC posted that. I'm gonna steal his thunder. I have the Switch slime controller. That thing's great. On your shelf. Don't ever use it. I'll be honest. I know it's like it's meme history or whatever. I think the Resident Evil chainsaw controller looks like dog shit.
Jake has it. I've used it.
Is it dog shit?
It's miserable.
Yeah. Like, you know, I get the like you know,
he
if
has
you're
both
making
versions, I
game
think.
if you're making a game like pre-recession and you're like, you know, going excess on like, you know, you have to make a controller for whatever fucking reason, you want to waste all that money. I guess like if you want to make a bad product, the chainsaw controller is, you know, that is a bad product.
I'll play devil's advocate here, and I'll say that like controllers like that are very clearly not meant to actually be used. But
It's
sometimes
a novelty item, you know,
when you make like
you
make like a product like that, especially in like video games, it's like we should actually add some sort of like practical element to it, because like that's a fun joke. It's like your friend comes over and like you play a drinking game and the loser has to use the fucking chainsaw controller from the Resident Evil thing. That's fun. Yeah. I like stuff like that.
I will say though, I like as a controller, I genuinely want I want one of those like complicated like mecha like
the Steel Battalion controller.
Yeah, like something like that.
I wanted that too. That's my answer.
For my birthday, I actually got a Saturn like double stick controller used for like Virtual On.
Yeah.
And I haven't really had a chance to use it yet, but it was like, oh, I'm closer to my goal of having like a full like mecha controller just for like games, because those are so fucking cool.
I want the best game controller I've ever used is probably going to be, you know, honestly, like I really like the GameCube controller. I don't know what the hell.
I got no beef with it.
Like, I really like the fact that the A button is so big that you can roll your finger to X and Y, and like that's by design. They want you to do that. But like that allows you to do things in games that really bother me with other controllers, where it's like, oh, push two buttons at the same time, and I'm like, do you know, like if a fucking game tells you, oh, X and circle at the same time, I'm like, great, I have to take my hand off the fucking handle to do that. But like with a GameCube controller, you can just kind of roll your entire thumb on the face buttons like that to like combine them, which has always been really cool. Worst controller I've ever used is gotta be a tie between the PS4 controller and the Wii U gamepad.
You ain't rocking with the PS4 controller?
I like it, but the micro USB port breaks all the time. I have so many broken PS4 controllers because of that stupid fucking dongle.
It's flimsy.
When I think dog shit PlayStation controllers, I just think like fucking the PS3 controller.
That one sucks.
That thing fucking sucks. Yeah. Like I like the PS2 controller, and they're like, what if we made one that was like cheaper and shittier?
Yeah, it feels like crap.
Yeah, I will agree. I also think that is the worst controller. Now, for me, I'm probably gonna cheat for best controller. I had the experience back when they had full BattleTech and MechWarrior setups at Dave & Buster's. You could go into cockpits, and they had like control schemes set up in there for various mechs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was by far the best controller I've ever used because it was like using throttles and different. It was like being in a fucking Gundam, you know?
Yes. I never got to use one of those. I've
Bro,
always
some of
wanted
those
to.
at
It's
like
fucking awesome.
Magfest sometimes, and I always want to like give one a shot, but I don't have time.
And then
You gotta do it.
because you said Steel Battalion, this is a real thing, one that I've more recently wanted to do. I guess I just gotta like replace the Shea Lounge in my office with it. I really want I want one of two things, or both if I can configure them together. I want a full suite racing rig. I really want a whole racing rig, or a flight sim rig that works for space games. So like an Elite Dangerous rig or like a No Man's Sky rig. Like I really, really want like a fully functional, like everything has like a button sort of thing. Because I love Euro Truck Simulator. I love games like Elite Dangerous. I love racing games. But I am like hooked on arcade racing machines. Whenever I go to an arcade, I gotta play the one that has like the tactile feedback or the haptic feedback on the wheel, because like I'm obsessed with it. I'm so fucking obsessed with that. Like I desperately want it. They're very expensive, and you basically have to build an entire PC dedicated to doing that because you cannot move that around a lot, and the cables, like the reach isn't very far. So like if you do a driving rig, you have to basically have a separate computer for your racing games and your flight sim games and stuff like that, unfortunately. But I really, really want it.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Next question.
right.
This is going to be a good one. I can feel it.
Snigs asks, what games or other media do you logically recognize as good or even great, but emotionally loathe? This is just teeing stuff up for cause to just whack at.
No. See, okay, so here's my thing. When I approach a game, for example, we use The Last of Us, right? Like, I hate that game. Mostly because it's cynical, you know, it's Zionist propaganda, etc., etc., etc.
Yep.
I don't think the game is good, nor do I think it is great because of those reasons. It can be technically interesting, right? Though I don't think anything about The Last of Us when it came out. Like the first one was revolutionary. Yeah, I guess the rope tech in The Last of Us 2, everyone was like, this is fucking crazy. But that alone does not make a game good or great. As a package, then a game can be good or great.
Yeah.
Right? If we're looking at it as like a piece of media or a piece of art, right? So there is nothing that I really feel is good or great that I would theoretically emotionally loathe. Like,
you are rejecting the premise of the question.
That is fair.
Well, it's again, it's like a fucking, because I'm talking about fucking 16. I'm typing about it in the fucking Burnout Culture podcast thing. Like that game is technically competent, right? But that doesn't make it good. That doesn't make it great.
Real.
Yeah.
As someone who knows this, this person who asks this question, I feel like this was just a way to get us to talk about 16.
Yeah.
Which is always very fun and appreciated.
But it's right. Like you can acknowledge that something is technically competent, but that doesn't make it good. And that doesn't make it great.
I feel that way about certain Zelda games, actually.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So it's, and it's also like not everything you like has to be good or great either. I always have to say is I absolutely love things that are fucking dog shit, awful, terrible, and I still enjoy them. But if we're going to talk about like whether or not something actually is good or interesting or, falls within those spheres or categories of goodness, greatness, passability, whatever, then like it needs to be considered as a whole. So if there's something that I emotionally loathe, I'll, maybe give it some kudos in terms of, technically competent, finished product. But do I think it's good? No. Do I think it's great? No. So that's my answer.
It's really funny because I thought I would be able to come up with an answer.
It's hard.
And like I was thinking about it before we started the podcast, and I was thinking about it as you were talking, Kazuma. And I was like, I actually can't, like, I was going to say Breath of the Wild. Because I was like, I can logically recognize this as like an experience that people enjoy and that is technically very impressive. But like, it's not because I loathe it. It doesn't count because I don't like, I emotionally loathe it and I don't think it's good or great. It actually doesn't count because I don't think I emotionally loathe it. Is the problem with me is like these are two, like if a game is like real, if people really like a game, but I don't usually like loathe something unless it's also pretty bad on like an overall scale. So like if something's like very technically impressive, emotionally, I don't really feel very strongly like in terms of like negatively. I might whine about a lot of the decisions in it, and I might be like, yeah, this is fucking garbage. I don't know why they fucking did it like this. This game's fucking stupid. But like, that's me being conversational. Like genuinely, like in my heart, I don't really feel that strongly. I'm just being casual about the way I'm expressing my opinion, you know?
Yeah, I actually loathe to think about things that I actually give enough of a shit about to hate with such passion. My issue is that standards have fallen so low that people are willing to accept like actual middling pig slop into their mouths and let it be passable and let the state of media decline to such a staggering degree that my frustration with the consumer
more so
never with the
people
product.
consuming middling things, but like in doing so claiming that the middling thing is actually like very, very well done and like the new standard of like whatever, as opposed to just being like, no, like
no, it's fine.
it's
You know?
you can, it was okay.
Sometimes things are fun.
Yeah, that's what gets me. If you do that, I'll kill you. I'm just kidding, I won't. But like, you know, like I'll kill you. Anyways, Cullen, what about you?
Oh jeez, I don't like. I could fucking probably list a bunch of like, because someone's got to think about shows and stuff. But like, so like, I'm thinking mecha shows. I'm thinking how most of that genre looks fucking gorgeous, but a lot of it just is fucking slop.
Seed, Gundam
Like,
Seed.
Well, Seed looks ugly and is slop.
Oh,
so
that's true.
you know,
Yeah, Seed is fucking.
Well, like Gundam Unicorn. Let's pull that one out. Like, gorgeous, beautiful animation, iconic like mech designs, creatively fucking bankrupt, and I don't care about any of the themes that they go at, but like, you know, you look at it and it's a fun show to watch. It's got great action, all that stuff. If that's what you like really care about and that's all you want, then that's there. But that's not what I like. I need to be emotionally invested.
I just need something that speaks to some truth. That's really it. Like I just need something that like explores some kind of thing, and Unicorn explores something as deeply as someone pointing through a window at like a toy that looks kind of cool and then keeps walking. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to the next one. We have a multiple choice questions. I guess each of us can pick one of these questions.
That's fun.
Well, I guess we don't have to pick it like everyone gets one, but yeah, just pick whichever one you want to answer. Nick's asked, pick your poison. Number one, what is your game persona genre? Like, if you were a game, what kind of game would you be? Number two, for movies or games, if I come back to a piece of media years later, I have a different experience as I have changed over the years. Has there been a game or other piece of media that has made you feel that way?
Oh, that's your question.
Number three, best audio setup you have encountered and which one is the worst?
Okay, so I'll do one, Cullen will do two, and you'll do three, GC, because you're the audio guy. Okay.
I'm the audio guy?
You're the audio guy?
Yeah, no, GC's the audio guy.
Yeah, you're the audio guy.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Listen,
if I was a game, what kind of game would I be? A psychological horror. Let's put it that way. Every day.
That's fair.
Yeah, every day.
Let's see. I mean, I'd like fucking number two is a fascinating thing for me to answer here because I just canned a video about revisit. Yeah, literally just happened where I crashed and burned out on my YouTube channel for half a year because I was trying to make a video on revisiting a game I thought I liked and then realizing it was so dull and boring that even though I wrote a whole script about it, I had literally nothing to add or say anything of value. And I was just thinking about it and just like, oh my God, this is killing creativity. This is killing like the need to write and share my opinions on the internet and be a creative person just because of this. And that game is Ys Oath and Felghana. Anyway, no, I love the idea of revisiting old stuff from my past. It's like I did that with Chrono Cross, which is a game I fucking hated as a teenager. And then I went back to it and it's one of my favorite games of all time now. Like I'm super about the idea of like thinking that you have a concrete idea of like something that you experienced as your like taste and your brain were really like forming when you were younger and just seeing how it holds up in a modern perspective or just seeing if there's more to even uncover or more to appreciate because like, yeah, no, we are not static people. So it's always great to like, just go, you know, revisit things. Anyway, GC, you're the audio guy. What do you think?
My answer's going to surprise you. Back when I was in middle school, money was better for my family at the time. Long story. But my dad had a home theater in our garage. He remodeled the garage to just be another room in the house. And he turned it into like his like little man cave. But it was like really done up. And he had like this was like in 2008. So a lot of tech from the 90s was still kind of relevant, and like a lot of like that era of tech was really good because we were getting out of like the awkwardness of the 90s, but we were getting into like really neat concepts and like improvements in like designs and stuff. So he had combined everything. So he had like these big, really nice speakers from like the 70s that he had owned like forever, or like the 80s or some shit. And he mounted those to the display unit where our big ass TV was. And then he took a surround sound system and connected that with those old speakers. And he mounted the rear speakers very professionally from the ceiling to point at where you would sit. So it was like this really nice surround sound thing in a garage with concrete walls. So like the acoustics were like really decent, really, really cool. And I spent an entire day in that setup watching with a friend of mine who found out I had never seen Lord of the Rings. We watched all 3 movies, the extended cuts, in that theater with like just this. It was theater quality sound at the time. Like it was like it was incredible experience. That is the best audio setup I've ever encountered. The worst audio setup I ever encountered. I went to a party, and the guy having the party, it was not a big party, but it was like 10, 12 people. Okay. The adults in the house it was an outdoor party in the backyard. It was in an affluent neighborhood, which makes this funnier. The adults were in the house doing coke, because that's what affluent people in Miami did when I was in like high school or whatever. And then in the backyard, the kids were drinking and playing beer pong. And it was one of the worst parties I'd ever been to, because all these kids knew each other and none of them were talking to each other. They were all just like in these like isolated like pairs, just hanging out in the backyard, and nobody was like congregating or doing anything fun. And there was one smartphone with a paper towel roll placed precariously on top of where the sound was coming out of. And that was the speaker for the music for the party.
Oh.
You know what though? Like that's like I remember like back in the day when like, you know, speakers were kind of shit like on phones or whatever. But Bluetooth wasn't really big yet, where it's like phone in a cup. Yeah,
and it would just add reverberation and make it harder to hear, but it was louder.
But that's how you did it.
Yeah. And that was the audio setup for that party. I left like after an hour. I was like, this fucking party sucks, which is really funny because it was like, I've never gone to like a very clearly like rich person's house for a party. I'd always like gone to like people that were like in my tax bracket, which is like very, very middle class, borderlining lower class sort of like space. And, they always had way better setups. And then I finally went to this rich guy's house and I was like, oh dude, like, I wonder what oh man, are they going to have like this, that? No, it was lame as fuck. It was the worst. Rich people don't know how to party. They just know how to like stand around and think to themselves that they're important. Anyway, that was the worst audio setup I ever encountered versus the best one.
Cool. All right. Well, Cake asks, I want to ask the question.
The tough question.
No, it's a typo.
It's a typo.
No, I think it's like a pun.
Oh, the trough question.
Trough.
Yeah, the trough.
The trough question. Very good pun. Would you accept the ability to summon any food you want, made any way you want, whenever you want, but you always have to eat it out of a trough?
Trough. A pig slop trough.
No utensils, and you can't even use your hands. You have to munch on it. This interestingly caused a large debate with my friends, but we were also probably insane. Okay. Well,
my answer is no.
Do you have to exclusively eat all of your food out of it?
Yes.
But they didn't say that.
No, you don't have to eat any food out of it. I guess
Yeah,
it's like whatever
would
you
you
summon.
accept the ability? Would you accept it? I would not accept it.
Well,
because I don't have to eat all of my food that way.
Yeah, I guess if it's optional,
hunger.
if it's optional, yes. If it's mandatory, no. There you go. Simple question.
Because I can solve world hunger.
Yeah.
Because
the rules say you can't use your hands, but other people can.
Yeah.
So basically, you want to be the hedonism bot from Futurama, and you want people to feed you.
I would solve world hunger for a bit up until the CIA assassinates me.
We love you, Bender.
It's like,
shut up, baby. I know it.
Too much of a good thing. You're solving too many problems. But like, I mean, like, if I could just like there's nights in which I'm like, I'm in tough mode.
No. You don't
Cullen with his head in the slop. Yummy, yummy,
this
yummy.
Is not
I
your
love
heart.
it.
You don't
yummy,
mean that.
yummy, yummy.
I mean, like, okay, no, but think about it. Like, okay,
you're just gonna fucking put your fucking face into a vat of food.
Well, okay, but like, imagine like cereal.
No.
What do you mean?
Oh wait, but you're like a freak that just eats dry cereal. That's right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Or like chips.
Okay, yeah, okay.
But
Cullen says
they'll
yes.
like
GC and I say
they'll crumble.
You so what? Okay, like
we're gonna argue about this later. You and I are gonna have a domestic over this.
Y'all are gonna act like sometimes you don't get like a bunch of chips in a bowl and you just put the bowl up to your head and go like go.
No, I never done that.
Well, what if you're gaming?
You just grab a pair of chopsticks and you do it so you don't dirty your hands.
Yes, I use chopsticks.
I'm like real good with my mouth though. Like I can.
Okay.
Everyone, new lore. Cullen's really good with his mouth. Remember this.
Look at me. I'm Cullen. I can tie a knot in a cherry stem. Fucking.
Oh, I wish. I'm not that good.
Okay. Well, then never mind. This
was
moot. What's the next question?
But no, like the tough question. It's a good question because like there are some food, like not every food, and like the fact that I could still be free to go eat food like a normal person, but sometimes like it's late at night, I don't want to go anywhere. Or like places are closed and it'll be like, oh,
and I don't want to use my hands, and you know,
but like
physical motion is annoying.
It's free food. Like I feel like y'all don't appreciate the fact that it's like it's free.
I don't know.
Okay,
I just finished talking about a book that warned the dangers of like removing human agency from human beings.
Oh my god! Don't fucking woke me about it. Okay.
So what? So what's the next question? What's the next question, Chip Boy?
All right. Java asks, you suddenly contact a case of game-itis, the cure. You can't touch or play games for a year.
Oh, Cosmo's got that right now.
What other non-gaming hobbies would you lean more towards during that time?
Reading and cosplay.
Exercise.
Fuck. I gotta do that more. Shit.
I am reading and exercising. Mostly because I think books and video games are very similar. More than people may realize.
I would get model kits. I would exercise. I just recently bought a bench press, which is cool as fuck.
Yeah. We all have like so many other hobbies. Like this would actually be really easy for us, I think.
I would yearn.
I would yeah. You know, I'd get the itch to play a fucking video game, but there's other stuff I can do.
I would just get really into like shows, movies, and exercise.
Yeah. By the way, folks, if you find yourself struggling to do anything but play video games, that's no good. You gotta go get that. You gotta go talk to someone about that. Please do.
Yeah, cure the itis. All right. Sonia asks, hello, Blunt Bros. I like that one. In GC's most recent video, he mentions how he views
Yakuza 2.
Yakuza 2 and Majima Gaiden's cast as representative of their respective protagonists, which got me curious. How do y'all determine the lens through which you interpret and analyze any given narrative you interact with?
You want me to go first?
I think, yeah, you go first.
So basically, I come at it several ways as a critic and someone that like writes games and shit and just fiction in my spare time that I'll never share with anybody ever. So, how I determine the lens of how I interpret and analyze media is generally based around the culture of said media, right? Obviously through my own perspective as well, but then I'll go back and I'll read it like, developer interviews. I'll dig into the culture in which the game was made, where it was made, and that informs how I talk about the media as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
for example, I want to talk about a Japanese game. So I'm going to talk about, like what GC did. Like, you go through Yokoyama's reviews, or like me with Yoshi P. I go through all of that motherfucker's reviews.
You go through the interviews. You read like
interviews.
what they had in mind, and
exactly,
like how that matches
right?
up with
and,
what
and
you
like,
got
and
from
like,
it.
Yeah, and like what their inspirations were, and then I dig into those inspirations as well. To see how that has impacted the narrative. So for me, it's a very layered
you would
process.
love Tim Rogers. You would love Tim Rogers' videos. That's basically what he does every fucking video.
Is that the guy that made like the 12-hour Resident Evil?
Yes, but like he
not Resident Evil.
Not Resident Evil.
Okay.
But he he literally like Tokimeki Memorial, right? He'll be like, oh, this was inspired by this movie, so I went and I watched this movie, and it was inspired by this guy, so I watched all of that guy's movies.
Yes.
And like stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how I interpret and analyze the narrative, right? But then I also think about socio-political implications and historical implications as well. So it's like a whole mixed bag. It's not just taking it at face value. It's understanding where it's come from, what the background of the person writing it is, what the background of the team is, right?
Yes.
Like I'll use Cronos for an example because we talked about this podcast. Again, that narrative is inspired by Soviet-occupied Poland. So if I want to make the most out of understanding that narrative and what the development team wanted to convey, I'm going to have to do a lot of fucking research about...
Or at least a cursory glance,
Exactly. Well, I never do cursory glances. That's my fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like that's my problem, okay? Like, that's my fucking cross to bear. Like, I'm going to have to do research about, what it was like in Soviet-occupied Poland, what communism was like in that country, right?
Yeah,
because it's going to be different from like East Germany, right? Like I know a bit about East Germany, and that was like the Eastern Bloc inspired Signalis. Jake's family, like half of his family, actually fled Eastern Germany over the wall, so I had a bit of like personal information from that, what that was like. But to really understand that game, I'm gonna have to look into the history and dig into that to really get it, and that will enrich my experience, which is why I always tell people to do that research, to do that legwork, because it will also enrich your experience with it as well, and you're also learning something, right? It's like So like it's everything. It's the answer was read, research, repent, because you're losing all your time. Yeah.
And for a very important thing about like the lenses with which we interpret and analyze narrative and stuff like that. A lot of it, people will not admit to this, or they don't realize that that's what's happening. But a lot of your interpretations, a lot of your takeaways happen in hindsight of the actual like consumption of the media. In respect to like when you are looking at the thing, when I watch a movie, right, that's inspired by 1,000 things that I don't know about, right, sometimes you get a feel for like what they're getting at, right, and then you go and you do those other things. But one of the things in literary theory, I took a literary theory class when I was in college as an elective because I like fiction and nonfiction and writing and stuff, and I wanted to learn more. One of the things that I learned is when you got a writing assignment in that class, you would read through the book, right? And the professor never told you what the book was about. She would ask you in her assignments, the first thing she would ask is, what do you think the book is about? And you would like give her your answer. And then she would go, okay, but how does that change? How does your opinion of the book change, or your interpretation of the text change when you look at it through a post-colonialism lens or a feminist lens? And what that did for me is make me realize that like, art is multifaceted in the fact that like, when people say you can interpret something in many different ways, they don't necessarily mean that every interpretation is correct. They mean that there are so many things about the human being that made this that finds its way into the things they make, that when you are looking for those things, when you are sort of interpreting the text with the intent to sort of like see how it holds up to these certain like principles and understandings of the world around us that we have, the content of that media changes, the context of that media changes, and then you learn. If I look at a book through a feminist lens, suddenly I have to start thinking about, well, what was feminism like when this was written? Like, what were women's rights like? Like, what was going on when this person wrote this book? Like, what are the important things, whatever?
Yeah, it's all the history, right? It's all the history.
and then and also like what are this person's lived experiences and stuff like that. There's a really interesting book that I don't like too much at the end, but it's called Unaccustomed Earth. It's a book about transplanted children. Transplanted children are basically the children of immigrants who were born in one country and at a very young age were moved to a different country and thus have to relearn cultures and norms that they just recently figured out in their home countries. It's a very fascinating story, and under different lenses, sort of like what that book is saying about these people changes, and like but then you have to like think about like what was the author's experiences, and then you learn about the author's experiences as a transplanted person, and then you're encouraged to like look into the situations of that time. Basically, curiosity determines it. It's all curiosity, and like the more curious you are about something, the more lenses and the more perspectives and paradigms you're going to be able to view media, and the more interesting media becomes beyond just the act of consuming it, having an emotion about it, and then forgetting it next week.
Exactly, which is unfortunately where we are, baby. Cullen, you next. Go.
I feel very similarly, but I think what I try to focus on more than anything is a game, or like I guess media that is created in terms of the canon of its creator, like studying a creator, like how it compares to all of the work around it. Even if it's one that I'm not like familiar with, like one of the first things I do when I see like a game trailer or a movie trailer or a show trailer that I think is really interesting, I immediately look up the staff who made it. I want to know like what their history has been like.
What did you work on before?
What have you worked on? Yeah, what have you worked on before? How was that critically like received? Like then try to maybe like get some kind of context to go into that other work, and then be like, it's like, okay, cool. How does this stack up to that? Or like, I like to view things in terms of the genres they inhabit. Like, I'm a mecha guy, so like it's very interesting to look at all like new or old works, as in like what was the landscape like when this came out? Like, what are their inspirations? Do they get the ideas of their clear like inspirations?
Was it ahead of its time? Was it transcendental?
Like what else was coming out near it? Like I think that's like that's typically how I look at media.
Also very good. Also a very good thing to do.
Yeah, like
what are these things like contemporaries?
Because that's just what I'm interested in, like the most, and how I view media is just like, like, because everything is inspired by something else. Like, so how does this stack up to those inspirations? And then like, let's say like, okay, people are saying these are the inspirations. Maybe I go look at that instead, or first, like, that's just kind of how I view like a lot of art.
Yes.
Okay. We got a lot of questions.
I think the rest of them are pretty quick.
Yeah. I guess also same asker. What's the funniest but most realistic racehorse name you can make up?
First and second.
Television circuit board.
World of Warcraft.
Yes.
One of the workers coming back for the back line. One of the workers coming in from the inside. One of the workers are passing first and second. First and second. Blown circuit fast. Television circuit done. One of the workers takes the ride.
Television circuit fell. Oh, died. Well, GC, what's yours?
I said it.
What is
first and second?
Oh
my god, that's so
I get it now. Okay, you're funny. All right. Speedwagon asks, Burnouts, you've been given the memory wipe device from Men in Black. It will let you remove a piece of media from your memory entirely, allowing you to re-experience it for the first time. What movie, game, show, whatever do you choose? Assume the device is a one-time use.
Nothing.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing.
That's good.
Even though I wish I could experience things like Signalis for the first time again, I understand that having experienced these things at the specific point in time in my life when I did was integral to how I felt walking away from that piece of media and how it enriched my own life as a creative or just as a person. So nothing.
Yeah.
My answer is Code Geass.
Okay, well. Yeah, honestly, yeah, okay.
I got a bunch of things because I think that first no my I think my actual answer is something like Space Runaway Ideon, like stuff like that like really like because there are works where the first experience is the best, like absolutely no matter what, and like your visceral reaction to that is some of the most fun you can have while like experiencing media. So it's like, yeah, no, for
Yeah.
the sake of fun, something like Ideon I think would be really cool.
I'm gonna say nothing, but if just know that if I remember, if later on I remember that there was like one time I had a really horrible movie experience for a movie that I really liked, I'd probably use the device to forget so I could have a better first time viewing that wasn't ruined by like a shitty audience. Like, but that's
Yeah.
that's like a very like practical like base level reason, but honestly I think that that'd be the only reason I would do it, and it would have to be something that didn't really matter to me much. It would just have to be one of those things where I'm like, I feel like this would have been better if I just didn't have like that shitty social experience attached to it, and that's it.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Bram asks, so my question needs some context. In 1995, Kenji Eno released D, a horror game that starred Laura, a character he declared a virtual actress who would play the protagonist role in multiple games.
Like reusing
Years later,
that likeness for multiple things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Years later, Aki would debut in the movie Final Fantasy Spirits Within with similar ambitions of being a so-called virtual actress in films that never came to be. The only other similar situation I'm thinking of to this phenomenon is Like a Dragon Ishin recasting the franchise's characters as historical figures. Does the virtual actor idea of reusing a character model or design for different characters and stories have legs?
I'm going to immediately respond to this one. We're actually seeing this happen in real time with generative AI. So, no, I want to say it doesn't have legs. Like, it's different when they bill something as... I mean, no, it is kind of like the same thing, except it wasn't generated. It was, we created a model, and we want this model to continue to be an actress or actor in their own right? So it's basically creating something like that. It's just, it's fucking
I'll be
old
cynical.
shit, new shit, or whatever. I don't think it does.
I'll be super cynical in saying that the whole virtual actor idea is just a very fluffy way of saying we're reusing assets to be cheap. It's
also
that's why they do it in Like a Dragon. Like
it's
that's
also
all.
In terms of coining virtual actors and virtual actresses. Also, look at how good our technology is. Look how hyper realistic it is, right? Because like when Spirits Within came out, like that was really cutting edge, like 3D tech for how people looked, right? So it's like, oh yeah, look at how beautiful and good our models look, so they can compete with, I don't know, like Brad Pitt or whatever, right? But it's just tech talk. That's it. It's look at how realistic this is, and now it's being used for more insidious purposes.
I like the idea. I like the idea.
Separated from the, the modern hellscape we are currently in, I am conceptually interested in the idea of taking a like cast of like virtual characters and just putting them in like different situations, like casting them in entirely different like games and genres.
Sure.
I would say it doesn't have legs simply because it's not something that's like popularly done.
It would only work in a series that is widely recognized, like it's a very niche scenario where that is effective or novel.
Yeah, and I think it would be cool, just like conceptually. I don't think it has legs just because of how history is like gone. I feel like any kind of project like that just has not really been able to get off the ground.
It would also just get old because it's like, oh, look at all these different characters that all look the same, because that's what it would end up happening, is because those people aren't real. They're just models, right? Like they're not, like if it's an actor's likeness and he's in a bunch of stuff, that's different. Like if it's fucking gacked in 1,000 things, it's like, whatever, that's an actual human being that I know is starring in video games. And if that's how it ended up happening, like I would have mixed feelings, because like cool thing about video games is that people can be anybody when they perform, but whatever. But like if it's like a made up person that's just, they're just reusing the model for other games, that's just asset reuse. Like there's no artistic value in that aside from saving cost. Like that's just how it is. Like if you're gonna make a new character, I don't need him to look like Kiryu Kazuma every time. You could just make a different character. And if you did do Kiryu Kazuma every time, but call him something different and make him a different character every time, I would be like, this is fucking lame. All these people look the same. Like, that's boring. That's not interesting.
It's also just like, for in Yakuza's case, it's just a fucking AU. They just made AU spin-off games. That's it.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's a gimmick, you know, that's you know, goofy, whatever. But like doing it seriously, it just wouldn't, like doing it consistently and like for everything, it just wouldn't work out. It has no legs.
Yeah. Next
but
question.
I guess
go ahead.
Rambro asks, "Yo, Burnout's first-time questioner, long-time fan. Congrats on the excellent first episode. Would any of you be interested in streaming more regularly?"
No.
You know, thanks. Thanks for the congratulations on the first episode. You know, we worked really hard to get here on this first episode. It took a lot of, you know, planning and consideration.
A lot of pilots.
A lot
of pilots that did not get off the ground.
Exactly. You guys don't want to know how many things we have backlog that would never be released. But come back to that question for me next year. Oh God, I'm sneezing. Sorry. I don't know if I'm gonna survive past December, and the guys know why. But like, it's nothing dire. I'm not dying. But like, if you see me stream again, it'll be once a year for 2 hours.
Yeah. I plan on getting back to streaming. I haven't because I've been very busy working on my video and trying to like make sense of my life. So
I only like doing it on special occasions or to pull off like a complicated bit, or I don't know. I don't get a lot of like creative value out of awkwardly talking on like live. I'm like, I have so little time in my life anyway. I might as well put that time towards like writing or, you know, making videos.
Yeah, I unfortunately, like, back when I was streaming more, I was like freelancing, which meant I was hustling, but also needed multiple different avenues of income as well. And now I have like a full-time and a couple of other side projects. So goodbye streaming, because I think people, like, people stream casually or whatever, but most of the time when you are actually trying to make income from it, you stream a lot. Like, you stream more than you want to, and if you think about all those
soul crushing,
you have to stream a lot.
Exactly, and for the
I used to
return
stream
as well.
4 hours a day, 4 days a week, and that was not enough to like do anything and make any money.
Exactly, and unless if it's like really paying off, right? Like, I think there was like 1 month I made like $1,000 or whatever, but like I was streaming like 2 hours a day, like 5 days a week. And when you think about all that time put into it, it's like, how much is that really? And how can I use that energy to basically survive another way? So that the answer is, we're busy. Streaming does not really pay off.
I get a lot of like emotional value out of streaming. I actually quite like talking to people. The problem is that I always feel like I have to play a video game, but when I play a video game, it tends to be a very solitary, quiet experience because I'm very contemplative while I'm playing stuff. And like sometimes I can play a game like a Dragon game is easy to stream because like I want to talk about it and break it down and stuff like that. But like something very brand new that's completely unfamiliar to me, I tend to just sit in silence and let the game do what it's trying to do and like just sort of, you know, interact with the thing. But yeah, also like, the money's just not. I showed a coworker because I was working at a restaurant like a year ago. I was working at a restaurant a year ago. I went back to my old job and I showed my friend who also quit. He's a pastor in New York City now. Took over the church for his dad. But anyway, sorry. I showed him how much money I made through YouTube and Twitch in a month, and he scoffed at me and went, "Them slave wages," and he walked away from me. And I was like, he's right. I don't get paid shit doing this stuff, but you know, that's the reality. If you see a very small creator who uploads regularly or streams regularly, just know they are doing it because they get a lot out of it, and they might need it for financial value, but primarily they are doing it because they want to do it. Because if they didn't want to do it, there is nothing about the work that makes it gratifying unless you want to do it. If you have no desire to do it, there is no external reason that is going to make you want to keep doing it. It's all intrinsic.
And on a less depressing note, I check the questions, okay? And like Snigs asked something really important. Is hair good?
Yeah.
And what about feet?
Yeah, GC.
Yeah, that's for UGC. You can answer that one.
Hair
That's
is
for you,
good.
GC.
I like it on women. Feet,
What about
feet
men,
good too.
GC, huh? Huh?
Men can
Do
be
you
like
bald.
hair on men?
Actually,
as
you know
well,
what?
GC?
Bald ladies are really hot too.
Yeah.
Damn.
What about their feet, GC?
Hair is good, but it's not necessary. Feet is good because you know you walk on
We
it.
got them.
Yeah.
You know
Thank
you walk
thank
on
you,
them
Burnouts. Yeah.
and like
We
you
got
know
'em.
you
We
protect
got the
yourself.
soundbite.
So feet is good. I mean, I'm not gonna say no. You know,
Huh?
this always comes down to this. I don't like feet. I just wouldn't say no. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's
Here's your
different.
shovel. Keep going.
Whatever.
It'll help.
That's fine. I'm exploring, unknown space. You're fucking sitting in your fucking space station wondering what could be out there. I'm out there, motherfucker. I'm living the life you wish you had. Anyway,
You're on Toe Planet.
I'm not on Toe Planet. There's no planet for toes.
Yeah, you looked.
You would know that if you knew anything about feet.
Uh-huh. Yeah. See, it's
Fine.
great because we have this back and forth bit where GC, like, he doesn't get bothered by it because he knows it's all in good fun. But then like the bit is self-sustaining now. So like he catches himself doing it and our friends will also like call him out for it. And I just get to sit back and make my passive like comedy income of just like,
I literally can't stare at my feet in the shower anymore without thinking
Oh,
about your
that's
stupid
awesome.
joke.
that's awesome. I made one bit once and it just stuck for no reason. And
You
it's
didn't
just
even
like-
make it. I confided in our group chat about the question was posed and I said I'm not into it necessarily, but I wouldn't if somebody wanted to do it, I wouldn't say no. And then it became a bit and then you co-opted
I
it
was the
into
bit
a
master.
bit at my expense.
I was the bit master.
Good night,
I was-
everybody. Thank you for
Good night,
watching.
everyone.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank
listening.
you.
We love you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into Burnout Culture this week. You know where to find us, and if you haven't found us, well, then I guess you haven't found us. And if you found us, well, you're stuck here with
Keep
us
finding
forever.
us. Stay,
Yeah.
please.
Tell your
leave,
friends about
please.
us. Trap them in
Yeah.
here with you.
Yeah. Come listen to our podcast or perish. Thank
Okay,
you, everyone.
bye.
Yeah, for tuning in this week,
Bye.
and we'll see you when we see you. I could be dead next month,
Oh, okay. Wow.
dying of fun. Who knows? I'll actually have my surgery, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to record next time. But
That's right.
yeah, these bad
Ooh.
boys are going. But yeah, if not, it might be an episode between you and Cullen. And I hope everybody appreciates the beautiful podcast art this week. So
Oh yes.
yes,
We don't know it until it comes out, so that'll be exciting.
exactly. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.